Welcome to Moonbase 2.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Moonbase 2 podcast. My name is Andy, Corporate Commander TFW, and I'm joined this week by... Oh, I had an idea of this earlier, and it's completely gone out of my mind. So let's think of one on the fly. The copper piece to my silver shiny pound coin. It's Mikey G. Wolf V3. Hello, Mikey.
Not bad. Good on the fly.
Thank you. I have coins on my desk, and most of them are coppers, and I have a £1 coin. I say what I see. I say what I see. That's what I saw. How are you doing, Mikey? You feeling good this week?
Well, I'm glad not to have been blown into a tree.
Well, that's a plus, yes, because you were meant to get hit by another heathen storm yesterday, or was it today?
Yeah. Let's see. On Monday, Yeah, it was Monday.
Mm-hmm.
We had an actual hurricane.
Yes, good for you.
Yes, our particular area only got about 60 or 70 miles an hour.
Oh.
So a lot of trees down, a lot of power outs, but nothing too bad.
Mm-hmm.
The coast was hitting over 100, 120.
All right. Okay.
And people did die.
Oh dear. Okay.
Stupid, idiot people who thought, I'm going out in a boat.
Oh, then no.
Oh, yeah. And some people, one woman had a branch fall in her car and stuff like that. It was we're in Ireland and we got a hurricane.
Mm-hmm.
And then started on Friday, ended last night, we had Storm Brian, who wasn't quite hurricane, but was enough to basically make my internet die, which is why no one heard from me yesterday.
Oh, right, okay.
Because
it showed you were online, and we sent messages, and we were like, oh, he's just being a douche and ignoring us.
No, that's because the phone was on, and
right.
When the phone's on, it shows I'm online.
I get you.
So the phone was on, I had almost no signal, and it was hilarious trying to watch a YouTube video yesterday.
Oh dear.
It was just beep, beep.
Back to dial-up.
Beep. Yeah, so it seems there must be some vengeful deity out there right now. There really has got to be, because Ireland's getting hurricanes. I heard Japan. Seth mentioned that Japan's probably getting something, or has gotten something in a big storm.
Oh god.
There's how many hurricanes on the coast of America? There's a serious earthquake in Mexico, and California's on fire.
Yeah. What's global warming?
No, that's fake news, Andy.
Yep. Jesus.
Yeah. Just seems probably nice to say these things. Hope everyone is keeping safe, and everyone else, keep your head down and be well and struggle on before the ice storm hits and the mammoths come down from the hills.
I thought you were going to say the heavens.
No, mammoths don't go to heaven. Not after what they've seen.
That's not in God's plan.
They go to Russia.
Oh, well, I suppose we should talk about some Transformer news to make this a bit more of a happier podcast. And, I hear Transformers are fun. Sometimes people say that. Yeah. Well, we do have... there's no crappy news, so that's a good sign this week. But we do start off with some third-party news, some 3P action, as MasterMind Creations show off something from their reformatted line. It's a repaint and slight remold of the Hot Rod, both versions of it. The Calidus, I think it was called.
Yeah, Calidus and Calidus something else.
Other Black Calidus with a mustache.
Moody Calidus.
Moustache. Yes, they've revealed Nitro. I really didn't see this one coming, as this is a retool, as I mentioned, a repaint, into Nitro Convoy or Override. And depending on which version you saw will depend on its gender.
Yes, this is either a feminine boy or a masculine girl.
Yep, one of the two. From Galaxy Force or Cybertron, again, depending on where you saw it from. A bit of a strange one.
Someone was just, at MasterMind, was just looking at the Make Toy stuff and saying, you think you're clever? You think you're smart? You think you're inventive? Well, look what we did.
Well,
we're cool.
I've got a question for you, Mikey. Does this work? In your eyes, of course. Does this work?
In robot mode, yes.
Okay.
The robot mode does work for me. It's not the same proportions, because Nitro Convoy is quite chunky.
Yes, I think that was just more of the problem with the tech of the time, though.
Yeah. So I think the slim down proportion does work for the racer thing. I think the head blends fairly well. I think the colors pop quite a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, does the vehicle mode work is a very different question.
You can see it's trying to do what the Galaxy Force toy did.
Yeah, I like the gun.
Yeah, the gun's nice. Again, it's a nod to the awful piece of crap gun for the Cyber Planet key from that figure.
Can you put a Cyber Planet? Can you put a Cyber Planet key in that?
Not in this one, but you could for the original one.
Yeah, but I see what they're going for. I see what you're thinking.
Yeah.
But no, to be blunt. What about yourself, Andy?
I'll at least give them this. It's something different. They're doing something and they're trying an idea out. The vehicle mode, like I say, I can see elements of the Nitro Convoy, but I don't think it's too hot rod. I think in a lot of ways it's too much that mold. Because they haven't done any, as far as I can tell, they haven't done a huge amount to the actual mold of the vehicle mode. It's so left field. Maybe it's a good thing. I wonder how much of an audience this would have, though.
I mean, there is the Galaxy Force audience. They're a bit galvanized at the moment, to be completely honest. So I think they will sell this, and it will pop, and people will just say, "Oh, look, it's the Nitro Convoy that will one day show up in the comics."
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it looks cool next to the drifts and the wings.
I guess. No, that's true.
Thunderclash looks tiny though.
Yeah, oddly enough, he does, and yet, isn't the Coulter mold meant to be fairly big?
Yeah, I think they may have upscaled the old drift a bit.
Yeah, you might be right there, yeah. Well, he's got those massive engines on his shoulders, so, I mean, that certainly increases his height, so that's something.
Yeah, because Coulter should be taller than Calidus.
That's what I thought as well. And it doesn't look like they've hunched him over too much.
No,
so,
unless like his mistransform somehow.
Maybe.
But yeah, I think it works in one mode and doesn't in the other. And I actually have the same problem with Getaway, because he has the same alt mode in the comics as Rodimus.
Does he? Oh, I didn't know that.
Or at least very, very similar. And I always thought it just didn't work for him.
Right.
It was too flamboyant. Because that's what I like about Rodimus's alt mode. It just looks like something he would have. Yeah. Because he's a dick. And it's like, look at my wheel.
Maybe the reason why Getaway has it is because he likes to steal things like people's boyfriends and ships.
I was going to say, and lives.
Yeah, those two.
Minds, hopes,
all the things.
Planets.
Probably.
He did many things wrong.
Yeah.
Do not believe the internet.
Getaway did nothing wrong.
Spoilers for the next Teletran 2. But but yeah, I think it works. I think it works fairly well. But it's just, if I was getting it, and I wouldn't, because there are Galaxy Force figures I'm interested in, and Nitro Convoy isn't one of them. But I would certainly only be getting it for the robot mode.
Yes, yeah, I would agree with that. Additionally, apparently there are a ton of images of the latest incoming projects from various third-party companies like X-Transbots, KFC, Open and Play, Fans Hobby, and Make Toys, as well, as this was all shown off at a new convention in Singapore titled Botfest. Though I haven't seen the other ones apart from one. The other one image I did see, was an image of MasterMind Creation, again. But it was of the DJD. All of them. Every single one. And as far as I know, there are only 3 of them out at the moment.
Yeah, Kaon, Voss, and Tarn.
Yes. So they showed the Fox thing.
They're calling it Foxwire, I think.
That's not a bad name.
But it's the pet. It's Minimus.
Yep. They've got on...
Or not Minimus, Dominus.
They've got on Helix, and they've got on the other one.
Tesserus?
Tesserus, yeah, and then they've
Somewhere someone's flipping out.
Over which one?
Over us not getting the names right.
It's been a long time since I've read those comics. It's been a long time since the DJD have been about.
You know who's super interchangeable? Helix and Tesserus. They're not interesting characters.
No, they were I mean, they've got a good, interesting silhouette. But in terms of the characters, they were there. They were there. And then Nickel. Is that what she was called?
This is the reveal of Nickel.
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose it is, actually, yeah. So I didn't think that MasterMind Creations would do a Nickel.
Well, I thought so, because I was looking at the MasterMind Creations Grimlock thread over on TFW a while ago, and someone from MMC was on there. I think they were fairly low down the pecking order, and they were just going like, maybe when they do Nickel, they'll do sort of an add-on kit for Megatron. To give him extra faces and a bit more expression, maybe, and stuff like that. And then someone said, "Oh, they're doing Nickel," and then there was just this very interesting post just like, "Well, no, I'm just saying if they did Nickel, I could see them doing Nickel, and maybe if they did Nickel, they'd do an add-on kit for Megatron."
Whoops.
So maybe, and I'm not saying this is true. This could be something the guy pulled out of their backsides. Maybe Nickel will come with a few add-ons.
That'd be nice.
For other characters.
Yeah.
I think it'd be cool. Something I would criticize that Megatron about is that I wish he had way more expressions.
Yeah.
Because he's just got the stoic face and the stoic face, and, you know.
Well, isn't that always an issue that we generally have with Transformers, at least? It's always that need or that want to have a bit, especially for comic book characters who are very, very expressive, to just have a bit more... I guess Japanese toy quirk to them with those interchangeable faces. I mean, they're doing it obviously for Masterpiece toys, so I guess they want them in them third-party figures as well, which is fair enough.
I mean, even with the Make Toy Swerve, Motor Mount, whatever they call it, he had this great smiley face, and just like, I think it was Gog who pointed out, you know, he's actually quite serious at times.
That's true.
Just like, I'm having an existential crisis. Yay!
I mean, Mikey, what do you think of this DJD look? Do you think it's fairly accurate to how it should be from the comics?
Yeah, and I can't tell them apart. I know the names, but I cannot tell them apart. The one with the big grinder in his chest.
Yes.
He is going to be enormous.
Yeah, he's a big boy, height and width.
Yeah, but I think if you can afford them all, this would be a great display. And I think it's great they're doing the whole team.
Yeah.
And I actually like Nickel's design. Like, I don't mind Nickel as a character, and I thought her design was neat and kind of chibi and fun. And I'm not 100% sure, but I think she's a Sakamoto design. I'm
pretty sure you're right, because I'm pretty sure she popped up in his comic first.
Yeah, and I don't think Alex actually designed her. I don't think it was a case of... Because I know he designed Detsaurus. But I don't think he designed Nickel. And if you actually look at her, she does not look like an Alex design.
No, she doesn't fit in with any of the rest of them at all. And that's fine. I mean,
it works for the story, because she's not one of them, really. But Alex confirm or deny. The people want to know. Journalism at its best. But... So I think it would be really neat to have a Sakamoto figure. No,
I would agree. Like a proper Sakamoto figure as well. Like one that actually has his expressions.
Yeah, and that man needs more love.
I would agree. Is there any that you think that will be... Who do you think is going to be the standout then from the set when it... I mean, this is just stabbing in the dark, because who knows how the two big boys are going to turn out as figures. I'm pretty sure I did see the wolf wire or the fox wire, whatever you mentioned it was called. I'm pretty sure I saw an image of it, its robot face, but I don't know where I saw it. I probably saw it on like Dime Jock or something like that.
I think, from what I've seen, I think Foxwire is probably going to be a wee bit awkward. Because I remember seeing a prototype of him at some point, and his proportion seems a bit off, and I think that's just the nature of the, in the comics, when we saw the robot mode, it had all those, cheats. Yeah. Whereas this is like physical plastic.
I'll wait for Alex to send either me or you a message saying there were no cheats. You spreading lies about me.
Yeah. That wouldn't be the first time, won't be the last. He's made of candy,
That's right.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
Smash him open. Take the chocolate.
Oh, God.
Yep. Swarm Canada. He can't escape. He's just like Alex trying to get over the border disguised as a little old lady. Yeah. But Nickel, I think, I wouldn't say she's probably going to be a standout just because the limits on her size will limit the engineering you can do. If I was to put money down in who would be the better one, I'd actually lean for the purple guy.
Coulter?
No, the purple guy to be made.
Oh, the big dude.
Like,
right.
Yeah, just talk. From what I understand, Taryn's amazing. So
Yeah.
I'm not counting the guys who are made because they're. But of the next ones to come, I'd say Helix, Tesserus, whichever one he is, he'd probably. I don't know, something about his aesthetic. I think the other guy is going to suffer a lot from the level of chunky he's got.
There's a lot of plates on him.
And those shoulders just look like they're going to be a bitch for engineering.
Yeah. I mean, it's always hard to tell, but I was interested to hear what you thought about it.
I mean, it is going to be interesting because, like, you're going to have 4 torture devices, a submarine, a fox, and a tank.
Well, the purple dude, as you mentioned, who's coming out, we know he's turning into a shuttle. Because I remember there was an image of that shown ages ago.
Presumably, like, he's going to have the ability to look a bit more like a smelting pool, but...
Yeah, because I don't think there was any feasible way to do that, but I could be wrong. It's been a while, but I'm pretty sure that he turned into a square box, effectively for a shuttle or something.
The thing is, like, I don't think we've ever seen his alt mode, because anytime... Him and the other guy, whenever they've done anything, they've done it in their robot modes.
Yeah. Well, didn't we see it at one point, but it was a close-up shot of someone inside the smelting pool? Yeah,
but I don't think... It was Black Shadow, but we didn't see much of him.
I don't think we did.
Because we saw Kaon and we saw Voss,
yes.
But we didn't see the other two very clearly. And I think it's going to be one of those things where they're going to get a bit Megatroned in terms of alt modes.
Perhaps. But...
they're neat figures.
Yeah, like I said, I didn't see any of the other designs. Maybe they're going to be sifting out over the week onto the websites, but I didn't see them unless you did, Mikey.
All I can confirm is that XS Toys are doing a Hot Flame in Lost Light colors.
Which ones? Oh, the Hot Flame are the Japanese statue people, not statue, but non-transforming guys.
No. They're just third-party transformers. They're the guy who did one I describe as the Jack Lawrence Rodimus.
Ah, yes, yeah, I know. Who
it's not.
Yeah,
it's just something about the proportions make me think Jack Lawrence more than Alex.
Yes, the new Rodimus that's more the meteor design that's just came out.
Yeah, I would say if you wanted neither one of those toys quite hit it.
No,
in terms of that design, but I think it's an awkward design to translate. But he's going to be redone into Lost Light colors, which I again kind of like the Jack Lawrence vibe. That kind of works.
Sure.
But yeah, I saw something about a Bumblebee from someone called Mecha Planet, but I don't know if that's Masterpiece Classics what. I'll put down money for Masterpiece probably, but.
Well, Mikey, since we're still talking about Botfest, do you want to take us and talk about the next little bit from Botfest? And I think that's the last bit we actually have from there.
Bit of a weird one, to be completely honest. So Make Toys revealed a previously unannounced figure, which is, did they have a name for it? Divine Armor, which is a God Bomber for their Cross Dimensions line. Now, this is interesting, because obviously they've got Thunder Manus and Thunder Erebus out there for their God Jinrai Black Nemesis, Jinrai Prime Nemesis. But they've already announced a set to upgrade that mold into the God Jinrai.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't transform, it's just armor. So now, as well as that, they're announcing a full figure of God Bomber, which combines to form God Jinrai with that mold.
So it kind of negates the other one, then?
Kind of totally negates it, unless it's like, if you don't want to spend the full price for a whole figure, here's your option. Here's an option for you if you want something cheaper.
We don't know how... Do we know how it's going to... Oh, no, we kind of know how it's going to look on Prime, but there's not a great image of it. It'd be interesting to see what the differences are with them side by side each other, because maybe the one that doesn't transform is more solid, because it doesn't have to worry about a robot mode for it as well.
Maybe this... I don't know, it's weird. It's a very odd thing. I've never heard of this before.
No, it's...
Here's an upgrade kit that we haven't released. By the way, it's going to be immediately followed by a figure that does the exact same thing.
I'm trying to think if there's anything that you could say is like that, like as a comparison, and I can't think of anything. Not even close. No, it's very strange, very odd.
Very, very odd.
I don't like the rocket launcher though, personally.
No.
Or whatever they called it. It doesn't have that look. It is a stylized... I mean, all of it's a stylized version for the Make Toys thing, but this line for Cross Dimensions, was the first Cross Dimension stuff that Megatron that turned into a really bizarre gun?
Yeah, Megatron, Striker Manus, Optimus.
Yeah, that's it. Striker Manus. Yeah, the cross dimensions lines is one of the few aesthetics that Make Toys has done that just it doesn't do it for me. Yeah, I've liked all of their other stuff, and it's just this specific line, or whoever's designing the stuff for this line that it just doesn't tickle my pickle.
That's your privilege.
Jesus.
I saw
end of the podcast.
Speaking of Transformers privilege, I saw a very odd thread in DFW over the week. I will not name it because people will go and read it and then comment it, and they shouldn't just let it die. But Jesus Christ,
I'm gonna have to ask you after that, after the show.
You don't know what the Boston Tea Party was.
Oh no. How do you talk about Transformers and then get onto the Boston Tea Party?
You start with you start that way. You start as you mean to go on.
Oh no.
Oh yes.
Oh, 2017. Oh, I love you. What a world. What a world. Shall I move us on, Mr. Mikey?
Yes. This
is going to be another quick little story because, Mikey, you know that massive Fans Toys Omega Supreme?
The one that looks completely pointless, and I could get an Omega Supreme I like more for less.
Well, I'm not sure if it's pointless, but it's big. It's masterpiece scale.
So's a hernia.
Oh God, I hope it's not masterpiece scale. That would be horrific. Well, they're doing a repaint of that because they're like, hey, let's get some more money out of that mold.
We've made it. Well, we didn't get a lot of pre-orders. Oh my God, make another one.
Make another one. So they're doing Terminus Giganticus, which is a word that you're not supposed to say while you're drunk. I can tell you that much. They are doing this is an FT, Fans Toys, -20G. Not referring to money. It is a Cybertronian Guardians recolor, so not a huge shock. So he's blue and white, but he's not fat like the animation models were. See, you could tell like Omega Supreme was the main one, and the rest of them were his clones, but they just couldn't be bothered with life, so they just sat on the Cybertronian couch eating Cybertronian Pringles or something. And they were tubby robots, bless them.
Yeah.
In terms of a color scheme, it's never been the most exciting color scheme, but it's been executed fairly well, I guess. Mikey?
Fairly well.
What do you think of this?
It looks good for what he is.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say he's exciting, but he looks good for what he is.
Yeah, I think that's the problem. Maybe it's because we've had it's the most obvious thing you could do, and it's made to be a very generic color scheme because that's what it was in the show. And to me, it doesn't really stand out. It's almost like this color scheme could almost be a Battle Gaia color scheme. But
yeah.
It's just missing the hint of psycho power that the Japanese infused into those figures from that era. That 90s era where they were just like, colors, fuck them. It's missing that, but it's so close to it, and I think that like I don't know what they could add. I'm not a colorist, but just dab it with a few more blobs of maybe yellow, maybe tiger stripes. I don't know. Maybe purple camo over the blue because fuck logic. Yeah, but it's apparently going to be coming out. It's listed at $349.99, so $350. I'm assuming that's not with postage
or customs or.
Well, to be fair though, if you live in America, you never worry about customs. That's only a thing. I
believe in America.
It's always the most annoying thing when it's like Americans go, "Oh, it's only $20 or $40 to get a figure art." It's like, no, it's not. It's that much plus another £20 because of import or Canadian dollars. Because I hear Canada's import service is also crap. That's privilege. American privilege.
Now we're shutting down the fucking podcast.
Yeah, we are. Let's take this burning wreck down with us. Isn't that right, Stu? With your privilege, your Floridian
there
privilege.
In your Florida.
This is how we take down two podcasts in one go.
Stu's apartment is actually embedded in a local tree after the storm now. He's just sitting up there in the branch and working away. Painting his Warhammer crafts.
That's right.
Crafting his hammers.
His war chisels. I hear that's what the new game's called, War Chisel. was a bad joke, and I don't care. Mikey, do you want to take us on to another story in the land of Japan on a thing that we kind of knew was coming, but we've got some images finally.
Over on Weibo, Alucard Lee has shared probably not entirely legally acquired images of MPM Barricade. Previously, we'd seen pictures of his door.
And we shit our pants when we saw them.
And people went, oh my god! We, on the other hand, went, okay, it's a door.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Where does it lead? But yes, so this is the third movie masterpiece. It's MPM 5 for anyone that doesn't know, because over in Japan, you had MPM 1, which was a leader Bumblebee, and MPM 2, which was a leader Starscream.
Do the Revenge of the Fallen Optimus Prime and the leader Starscream from Revenge of the Fallen count still in this numbering system?
Yeah. Oh, I hit my nose off something. Yes, they do.
Okay, right. I wasn't sure if they didn't or they didn't.
Yeah, so like the new Optimus Bumblebee, they're 3 and 4.
Right. Weird. So strange.
Yeah. But yeah, there's no word about this, about releases or anything like that, but we do get kind of, it's not the best visual, but we do get to see him. He, like, there's one that's just covered in put paint here. More or less. Yeah. We do get a close, I think one of the pictures is definitely photoshopped. But we do get a close-up of his head design. It looked like a slightly less complicated version of the original head. His arms look super articulated. His proportions are better than the movies, I'd say, for what I remember of Barricade's movie appearances. And we have confirmation that he's coming with sort of that weird saw thing he used in a scene.
Yeah, it was like a mace. No, it was like, you know, those people who have the hourglass-like shape and they've got the bit of string and they bounce it in the air and you're like, oh,
yeah.
What are you doing with your life, sir?
Of debt.
Yeah, yeah, but with spikes on.
Yeah. No word if he's coming with frenzy or anything like that. I would expect him to be completely honest.
Well, you see the second image. I mean, these slides effectively look like the production boards of the toys, which I have 2 of for basic tank or drone, or basic tank drone from Beast Machines, and the basic concept art for the Beast Machines Megatron, which I got from an auto assembly a few years ago. They kind of look like that. The second one has red bits drawn around specific areas, and I don't know whether that's for gimmicks or where things like fuck you, Mikey. There's an old joke. Yep. I'm wondering if it's like to indicate, like you say, where paint is going to go on here, or if if it indicates where accessories are plug onto or something. It's not super clear because it just says flat black and then placement. So maybe that's just for the flat black placements. I don't know, but it's interesting. I like this stuff. I think it's interesting to look at, even though it's not desperately clear what it means for the figure in a lot of ways. Yeah,
I think they're like cool enough. I just kind of wish that they just come out and say, "Here's a picture of, here's a CAD model."
Yeah, but like you said, this was probably not legally acquired.
Yeah,
so yeah,
this was acquired probably through the same meme we learned about the first 3 waves of Power of the Prime.
It really seems like that, as there's a dodgy phone clip of someone's taking a picture of a computer screen. It's like, Jesus, what is happening?
Someone at Hashtag is getting fired.
It feels like, how there are people who clearly steal molds and sell them to KO people, or they steal toys from the factory and somehow get away with it. It feels
stolen Chinese toys.
Yeah, it feels like that, but in an office setting where they're talking about the designs, which is super weird. At least for me to try and figure out how that happens, but. Yeah, it's neat. What do you think about this, Mikey? Are you pleased that the Barricade's getting one done?
Cool. Again, it's not the Barricade I'd have gone with, but I get why they're doing it.
Which one would you have gone for then?
Oh, definitely the new design.
Yeah.
But like I said, I know why they're not doing it. What I'm very curious about, how far is this going to go?
In terms of what?
Because, are we getting a Starscream? Are we getting a Megatron?
Well,
because I would laugh my ass off if someone tried to do a masterpiece version of that Megatron.
The first movie.
That's not a Transformer. Well, that's not even a robot.
Do you remember on those slides that we saw ages ago as well.
Oh, I wanted to talk about them, but I think they tie into something else.
Yeah, I was going to mention that,
up.
but we'll, like I say, talk about that in a little bit, I suppose. So,
because I think there's a little. I think I figured out what all that's about.
Oh, all right. I haven't really thought too much about it, to be honest. So I look forward to hearing your theory and just nod along and going, yes, I thought that as well.
Yes, I thought that myself, Indy. We're called the dog, Indy.
Womack. Oh man, Sean Connery, what a legend!
He beat so many women in real life.
What a legend! What a man!
Man to look up to!
Jesus.
What's going on tonight?
I don't know. Bad things. Do we have anything else to say about MP Barricade?
Not at the moment.
No. I think from what we see here, he seems to be the best representation of this barricade. Granted, that's not a high bar, as most of his figures were arguably quite shit.
I think arguably is a very interesting term to use.
I'm being kind to the people who really like those figures. But I remember having the first barricade and being like, I like this.
I think
and then realizing I didn't like it.
Yeah, he was one of the ones I didn't get actually back in the day because I got everything back then. Everything.
Yeah, we all made mistakes. I remember buying them thinking, I'm glad I'm buying these because not only do I like them, but these will be worth so much money in the future because these movies will do well.
You're half right.
He had Rumble of Frenzy pooping out of his chest as well. That was hilarious.
I had the Megatron. I bought the Voyager Megatron.
I got the Leader Megatron. I've still got him.
I don't even remember there being a Leader Megatron.
Oh, there was.
Whoa. I don't even want to imagine.
He's not good. Yeah, you had the one with all the frozen bits on him, didn't you?
Yeah, because he was ice.
See, I remember getting the Leader one and then seeing that one and going, that one actually looks a lot better. Well, that's saying something.
No, it was an atrocious toy. So bad. But I remember look, he's got a fusion cannon, a proper one. And look, when you put his toes down, they spring. And you lift them up, and they spring.
Yeah.
And they spring. And they spring. I spent an hour doing that one day.
See, that
just looking back, Michael in his early 20s was a bit of a dipshit.
Well, some people might argue things haven't changed too much. I wouldn't
Fuck
say
you!
that. I wouldn't say that, of course.
Fuck you, children!
I think that was... I don't know why they decided that was a thing to put springs in the feet, because they did that with Skystalker as well, and Revenge of the Fallen.
Yeah, they did it with the Fallen.
Yeah.
I kind of get it, because look, they'll always have a steady stance. It's just in theory.
That was the thing. It was kind of limiting, and it always made put them back down on a flat surface more annoying, because you had to spread their feet apart. It's like, just please don't.
And they were always on toys that were massively top-heavy. And had tiny feet.
Yeah, the Fallen was not a well-shaped toy for springy feet, I suppose, because he was somewhat hunched over and leaning forward a bit. So, no, you're quite right. Mikey, should I move us on?
Yes.
Yeah, well, we're going to revisit a topic which we kind of touched on recently, which was Star Wars powered by Transformers, which is a terrible name. However, we have more images. This time we have full color images and also better close-up images. The close-up images are non-colored, FYI, and colored images of the TIE Advance X1.
Are you sure they're non-colored?
The bigger ones aren't. No, the second link isn't. That has closer images.
I'm just
one of them is. One of them isn't.
Yeah, I'm.
You're looking at the one that has the colors. I'm sure.
Yeah,
because they have little stormtroopers. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, are you sure? Because he's grey.
It's because the other one doesn't have a painted black head. That's pretty much why.
Okay.
Yeah. So they're doing Vader. Not a huge surprise. Me and Mikey said some all rightish things about it. Now we see some better images, and we also see that he's coming with micro machine styled sized stormtroopers, 5 of them, and Darth Vader. If anyone is old enough in this day and age to remember the micro machine Star Wars figure line. Figure line? Playset line? Playset line. It was a playset line. Don't
try and save this.
I was doing it more for myself than anything else. But yeah, back in the day, Star Wars had this line of how big were they? Like an inch tall? Maybe less than that? Probably less than that. I don't know. I've got a measurer. We'll go a tape measure. A tape measure. Let's see. No, it was about an inch tall. Yeah, the figures were probably about an inch tall. And they had a vehicle that they could, sit in, and the vehicles would have, in quotation, a gimmick. And some of them were wank, and some of them weren't. Like the TIE Fighter, you could twist a knob on the... Oh, was it? No, the TIE Advance, you could twist a knob on the back, and the wings would kind of expand outwards to the side a little, revealing a little bit of internal mechanical stuff for no particular reason. But it seems like that's what the size of these figures are, so maybe that's what the size of this Vader will be? I'm not sure. I mean, we're not really given an idea of scale, as far as I can tell from this, unless you've got an idea, Mr. Mikey.
Not really.
No, it's a little bit hard to tell. But I would describe this as the most angry-looking Vader face design you could have.
Yeah, Vader has had enough of your shit.
Yeah. It seems like it's been deliberately designed because the helmet part of the helmet, not the face part, but the helmet part, they've sculpted lines to form like eyebrows, and those eyebrows are not pleased, Lord Vader.
Basically, this is Vader after he has seen Revenge of the Sith and has gone out into I'm going out. I will be some time.
I will be just cool again.
Comes back and just like, Anakin.
You killed younglings! Yes, and it was good for me, too.
They tasted like wine.
Oh, man, someone had to clean up that Jedi Temple.
No, you know what? They probably didn't. I don't think they were ever used.
The temple was used by the Emperor. He turned that basically into a state home. So someone had to clean up the bodies, otherwise it would have stank.
I was going to definitely he wouldn't have cleaned up the bodies then.
Just leave it for the stank to just like fill the hallways. I love it.
And he makes sure that he's always hosting like really important guests over, like ambassadors and stuff like that from his I don't know, protectorates, inverted commas.
Yes.
And he's always just like, yes. The appreciation of your currency. It's terrible. Oh, don't mind the smell. I like to be reminded of better times.
Is that
Do you have any children?
That's a pile of dead children, Emperor. I love it. Modern art.
Times.
What a age we live in.
That one. There's a rat living in that one. Yes, his name is Squeaks. He comes out if you give him some cheese.
No, it'd be Salacious Crumb, wouldn't it? That's the beginning, because they love doing that in the prequels. That was the origin of Salacious Crumb. He lived in the skull of a dead child.
Someone goes, "So what are your metachlorine count?" And he says, "Get out!
Leave!
None of your heathenness here."
One thing, back on topic, one thing I do think is a strange choice, at least for the painted version, is they seem to have drawn yellow lines to give it a flight design for the helmet.
Yeah.
Which I'm not sure as,
I genuinely think that's someone pulling in it. Like, oh, Anakin wore that.
That's the thing. I don't know. I think, because this line should be for somewhat Star Wars-y-ish fans, I think. I don't think hardcore Star Wars fans are going to do this, so maybe it's not a big issue for them, but I would have thought Star Wars fans would have looked at that and said, but Vader's helmet's black, why would you mess with that? So it seems like a weird choice. Another issue, now that it's more clear, is he effectively has a flat boob plate to poorly cover the round
big
tummy.
Circle.
That is his torso.
Thing is, I'd kind of rather they left it as a round tummy.
I think it would look better. It wouldn't look quite as silly as it kind of does with this big flat panel just floating over the top of it. I'll give you that. I don't mind that the wings are trying to faux a cape. I don't think it faux a cape desperately well.
Yeah.
And I will say his lightsaber looks quite wank. I'd say even the Lego lightsabers look more intimidating for that kind of purpose. But Mikey, what do you think of the look of this? Because we see him in TIE Fighter mode, and obviously that's the primary mode. That's what they've aimed to do. But what do you think of Vader as a Vader bot? Vaybots?
Yeah, no. To be honest, no.
Yeah.
This is basically for that one Star Wars fan who has to have everything with Vader on it. And I have many questions for that fan.
Yeah.
Like how many of the Black Series do you actually own?
All of them. Every
All
version.
of them.
Yeah,
this is Vader when he had left.
It's
this is Vader from the back.
I can't pin down who this is for. I really can't.
To be fair, I couldn't do that with the original line.
It was such a strange line. Do you think it's going to only be available in Japan, or do you think these figures are going to worm their way across the ocean to
Honestly,
the West?
I'd be amazed if there wasn't a Western release.
I don't think they'll have a sexy Bandai silver paint, which it has in parts. It does have that sexy silver paint. That won't. I don't think, at least, that will come across to our Western world. But yeah, it's weird. I don't quite understand this, but maybe I'm not meant to. I like the fact that you get 5 little stormtroopers with it. That's good.
Yeah, that's neat.
And a little Darth Vader. There's a decent amount of playability with this, because you've got Vader who can go in the ship and then pretend he's transforming it into a robot to then fight, and a Luke Skywalker, which is not guaranteed, but I think it's pretty guaranteed to be coming in the future. Or you could have Vader running to the ship and stormtroopers shooting at Luke before he gets to his ship, etc., etc. You know, there's some potential decent child's play here. So for a kid, this would be great.
Yeah, which is why I'd say like it has to come over here.
Yeah,
like as a Toys R Us release or something like that.
But it has to be the right price as well. So I don't think it. Could you sell this if it did come over here? Could you sell this at a Voyager price? Because it doesn't look like it will be a Voyager scale. So, well, what do you think? Do you think they'd have to sell it for £20 or more than that, or what?
Honestly, like I could see this go on. This could be like a Toys R Us exclusive and hit 30 easily. No, you're laughing.
I'm laughing because the truth hurts. yeah, I could see that. Well, Mikey, do you want to take us on to another bit of weird news?
Yeah, so HeroCross, they do like busts and SD stuff for Transformers over the years. They have revealed images of 2 upcoming lines. The first is Hyper Detailed G1 Portrait Series Season 1. Now, for anyone who doesn't know, a portrait series are essentially a collection of head busts for various characters. They're very popular over in Japan. You can get them for lots and lots of different series. And now we have 6 are coming for Generation 1 Transformers, 3 for Autobots, 3 for Decepticons. There is a mix of aesthetics here. Yeah,
they're certainly not G1 cartoon.
One of them is.
Yes.
To a point.
Yes, to a point.
He looks like he's an old version of that character from the G1 cartoon, but he looks like he's from the G1 kind of. But yeah, so on the Autobot side, we have Bumblebee, Optimus, and RC. On the Decepticon side, we have Devastator, Sandwerve.
Yeah, it's Soundwave, but instead of an E, they put an R there for some reason.
Sandwaver. And Starscream. Like, trying to decide on the aesthetic. So, Bumblebee looked G1.
Sort of. Like, hyperdund.
Yeah, like G1 if Pat Lee got near it. Optimus looks like Andrew's Optimus. In terms of that big square proportion and everything else.
Yeah, okay.
RC looks like she's Onryu or Koryu from Gaugiger.
Yeah.
In terms of very anime human proportions.
Yeah, and it doesn't help that her face is a light pinkish colour.
Also, she will have evil glowing blue eyes.
As you do.
As you. Devastator and Soundwave both look very IDW.
Yeah.
And Starscream is sort of like if you mushed all the Starscreams into one.
Hang on, Soundwave. No, actually, no, I could see the IDW. I was thinking
sharp angles.
I was thinking he would work for maybe War of Cybertron or Fall of Cybertron as well, potentially, because he was quite sharply angled in places.
Yeah, that would work.
I think you're right.
Devastator especially is screaming like all hail Megatron.
He has a big squared off head.
He has that. Yeah, like
imagine all that black stuff on the back of Devastator's head is hair.
He's got an afro.
Yeah, he's got the weirdest afro.
So yeah, these are just like it's such a weird mix of aesthetics to these things. And the other series is the DXSDF Series 02, which is the Tiny Body Big Head Chibi series. In this one, we have a bit more of a classic cast. We've got Optimus, Jazz, and Bumblebee. We've got Megatron, Starscream, and Soundwave. If you buy these, at least 2 of these, you will never sleep again.
They are slightly nightmarish.
And all of them are wearing nappies.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Like, they're all wearing nappies. There's no other way to put it.
Yeah.
And the nappies are too big for them as well.
That might be worse, actually.
So they've got big eyes, but instead of the normal big eyes, which are kind of like they're shaped normally but enlarged, Starscream's got giant round eyes. Megatron looks like he's wearing a pair of goggles. Soundwave looks normal, more or less. Jazz looks normal, more or less. Bumblebee and Optimus have these giant eyes. And they're looking into my soul, and they've got no pupils, so they're just like, it's the Hypnotoad.
You know what? The eye style kind of reminds me a little bit of Rugrats-styled eyes for some reason, and I don't know why. Maybe it's because you mentioned the nappies, and that has just kind of reinforced that now.
I'd watch that show.
Yeah, well,
Transformers,
I used to.
Rugrats.
Oh God, no, I lied. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. Jesus.
Also, they've all come with like Autobot and Decepticon symbols that don't seem that well sculpted.
Which one? You mean the
Autobots
other ones?
Yeah,
the hybrid head ones at least.
Yeah. Anyway, these are weird. I do like weird. Quite a bit. I do enjoy weird. What do you think of these?
Right, okay, let's start off with the bizarre head things. They seem like something you'd probably get out of a Gashapon machine, I would think.
Yeah.
That's how they feel, and well, not feel, but they certainly look like a Gashapon thing. The Bumblebee looks like his head is almost correct, apart from someone hit it with a frying pan straight on. It looks quite flat. And I'm not sure whether that's just because of how the image looks, but it looks like he's got bunched up features. The RC doesn't look like RC. It looks like someone cosplay, like a lady cosplaying as her. Doing a good job, like they've got the head right, but it's that face. It just doesn't look like any RC that I know at all. It's got quite rounded cheeks, actually.
Yeah, very full.
Yeah, very full cheeks. Very transformery. Because didn't RC have lines, like robotic lines on her face? I can't remember offhand.
Maybe they're... I don't know. I know her face was softer than everyone else's. But...
Yeah, it wasn't that soft. Jesus.
I mean, this looked like someone is cosplaying as RC.
Yeah.
I'm doing a good job.
Yeah, it just doesn't work. Like you said, the insignias look like bits of candy that you could take off and eat.
Yeah.
They have that aesthetic that they should be on a cake. And that's not a praise, that is a criticism, unless they are bits of candy which you can take off and eat. But then I would wonder why you'd advertise that. The SDFDX, which is a bit more of a mouthful, they are nightmarish. They are scary, I think, at least in my eyes. And both pictures of Starscream looks like his nose has been bitten off, but that's just because of the way the shadows kind of lie on it. Right?
Now I can't unsee that.
Yeah, just because of the way it's been, the lighting hits the nose, it casts the shadow everywhere on it, so it doesn't look like it's there. It's super distracting. These things are weird. I'm not a fan of them. We've seen better things in this area before. In terms of like chibi, super deformed versions, we've saw ones ages ago with the lights in the head, which I can't remember who made them, but they looked a lot better than that.
Logic?
I'll go with that. That sounds like it was probably a thing. I think, yeah, but they're less creepy, which is a plus, and they had more character to them than these little nightmares. What about you, Mikey? Do you have any thoughts on these?
Yeah, like they're like the weirdness appeals to me, but that's really where it ends. It's just like no, doesn't work for me. Like I'm sure it'll appeal to someone. I prefer the head busts. Like I wouldn't mind that Soundwave.
Okay, right.
Just as a little desk thing. I suspect they're a bit bigger than they look as well.
Maybe we don't have a price, do we?
No.
Okay.
The RC thing is weird enough, like just in terms of like looking so human.
Yeah.
I'd be tempted by it, in all seriousness. Again, it's that little bit of a novelty factor, but I don't know. Like, if I haven't bought the Putotiro one, would I buy the Optimus?
That's the thing.
Because the Putotiro one comes with head wings.
That's right, it does, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm just like, I have been so tempted so many times, but... Like if I fuck off. If I'm not buying that, I'm probably not going to buy the rest.
That's true. That's true.
Again, like it's not aimed at me. I'm not the market for tiny head busts?
No, it's very much an Eastern kind of thing, a Japanese more focused market that focused on those busts. I mean, obviously it expands past that, but primarily
Japanese are focused on expanding busts, you say?
Well, yeah. I've seen anime, Mikey.
I was going to say, hands up, have you seen anime? Any anime.
Yeah,
Name a single anime.
Yeah.
Name the most childish, child-friendly anime you can think of.
Yeah, Bible Black. Let's roll. For all ages.
You do realize people are now going to go and check Bible Black.
Oh, dear.
Who don't know. And someone like, oh, could I actually use this?
No, No.
You should not.
No. Though you realize, as saying don't do that increases the curiosity of said cats in the audience. That makes them then want to go and see and then go, oh God, no. Oh dear. Well, it's too late now. I could edit it out, but that's not going to happen. People need to be scarred. I'll move us on to sightings in the UK, Mikey. One thing which I didn't link you because there's not an actual story for it, but I know has been seen recently in Tesco's. You might be happy to hear the Leader 6 shot has finally been seen in the wild.
I'm a little surprised by that.
Yep, it's coming out, or it came out in certain Tesco's around the UK for £50. So still far more than I would want to pay for it.
It ain't Overlord.
No, that's the thing. I don't think it's, oddly enough, I don't think it's a horrible price. I'm pretty sure some of those things have gone for 60, but 50 is fine.
It will go for 60 over here.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, he's bobbing about. I just find it weird that waves are being released still at this point. Waves that should have been released a while ago, I would argue. And
Andy,
yes?
Distribution. I mean, America's only just getting some of them.
Yeah, it's weird to think that, at least for America's getting Power of the Primes released on the 1st of December. That's the official release date. That still hasn't changed as far as I know. When America gets it is a different thing, and when the UK gets it, who knows? But yeah, release dates are weird. Anyway, Transformers The Last Night, because those are still coming out in October, are releasing the Legion class Dragonstorm, or they've been spotted at least in the UK. They've been spotted in Debenhams in Lancaster. Apparently for $8, wowzers, £8 each, which is $10 approximately. So UK fans might be happy to hear that. I don't know. There's a picture of that Dragonstorm Legends figure, Legion class, whatever, with a Megatron as well. I don't think I've ever seen the Legion figures, but then again, I suppose I'm not actively looking for the movie stuff. So
true.
Mikey, you've told me many times how much you like Dragonstorm.
I think it's a very interesting engineering thing on the larger scale.
Well, what about Legion 1?
I'd rather put that money towards the Scorn.
Oh, well, no.
Still want that Scorn. Because he looks really good.
I hear there's a knockoff version online that's pretty good.
Fuck off! Take your heathen talk elsewhere! You have been influenced by the Scottish Devil!
Yep, he's a good lad.
Get me an exorcist.
Well, Mikey, there's more stuff that's been released.
You start sending me 15 different links to different knockoff versions of Scorn. You and I are having words.
It's not my fault. I can't control him. It's free country still, apparently, in Scotland, even though we've...
Is it? I've been to Scotland. It didn't seem that free to me.
Yeah,
although
that's
they had
true.
a very good anime shop in Edinburgh.
Did they? Oh, good for them. I'm surprised.
Loads of Figmas.
Oh. Like, of just the women ones, or of men as well?
At the time I was there, I don't think there were any manly ones.
Probably not.
This was the early enough days.
Oh dear. That shot might have gone then.
Ago. Yeah, so.
Well, you talked to me earlier, Mikey, about Toys R Us exclusives, and here's some more.
Wow, Mikey? Andy, I'm so excited.
As am I, because, Mikey, the most important characters have been released in Toys R Us at the moment.
Wow, like the leaders and the Voyagers in their full release thing. Maybe the Voyager Megatron that everyone was so happy about, or the Voyager Hound, or the Voyager Scorn. 3 molds people seem very, very pleased with, or even Nitra.
So I don't know if those actually came out or not here. Did they not?
Not a clue. Don't think so.
Okay. I don't know either.
I haven't seen anything past Wave 1.
Have I?
Not a single thing.
This is the problem with me not caring about the line, is I haven't actually looked, so maybe you're right. You could be right. Anyway, these Toys R Us exclusives include the amazing Infernicus.
Okay.
Skullatron.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes. And Megatron.
I like that toy for a reasonable price.
Okay, well... when I say Megatron, by the way, Mikey, I mean the deluxe one, which was the repainted Stealth Bomber Megatron.
What, with the weird head?
Yeah, which they felt they should release in this movie line for some reason. Which is still really weird because the aesthetics do not blend.
They do not blend.
No, they don't. Skullatron, if you've forgotten, is the repainted, remolded version of the deluxe Steel Bane from The Last Night.
He fell off a thing in the movie. He basically
He
got up and fell down.
And no, Mark Wahlberg looked him in the eye, and they had a moment. That was his character.
Yeah, looked him in the eye. He didn't have an eye.
I thought he had like one eye left.
He did.
Yeah.
And like Mark Wahlberg was probably looking in the other eye.
the gaping hole. Well, Infernicus is $37.99, which is $50 for 5 Legends figures. Which, thinking about it, doesn't sound amazing.
Oh, it does.
Especially for older ones, with one new one in there, arguably.
Really old one.
That's $50, by the way. I've mentioned again. Skullatron and Megatron, both deluxe figures, are $21.99, which is $29 US, by the by. So that's the thing. I mean, we complain about these price differences, but then again, if you look at Australia, you know.
I'm still going to do it.
Oh yeah, I think it's fair for us to do because it's our show. But you always got to think Australia. I'm pretty sure gets fucked quite royally as well. But yeah, now we're getting it too, so now it matters. Mikey, how do you feel about these toys finally coming out? I know you've told me many times that you wanted to mainline The Last Night as your line.
It's definitely a better line, and I think there are good toys in there.
Sure.
Like, you know, I mentioned Sigourney, and I mentioned Nitro, Hound, Megatron. I think some of those deluxes look actually pretty solid. Not the dragons.
No.
They look quite shit.
Yeah.
And they sound quite shit in terms of quality.
I've heard that too.
Infernicus? No. Redo of the 2013 Megatron, which I like, but I've got, and even if I didn't, no.
Yeah.
Skullatron? No. For that kind of money for any of them? Are you fucking nuts?
That's the thing. Skullatron looks like it could have been justified as a premium price thing if the quality was better on it, just because it's got a bit more fancy rust detail. I still want to pay for it, but you could at least go...
It is a bit better, but only a bit.
You still got to fix it, though, from what I hear.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But he, legitimately, I think he was one that you could have sold as a, in quotations, premium figure if you'd increased the quality on him a bit more, and I would have gone, okay, I don't agree with him being £20, but I can kind of see where it's going, because he's got more rust pattern stuff on him, and he looks a bit more fancy than Steelbane, but, you know, that's not the world we live in, so never mind.
So my question is, you don't object to these existing, right?
No, because, you know, people will want them. It's good that they exist for people to buy, I suppose.
Now, what if someone told you that Toys R Us was putting these on the shelves, and if they didn't have these, they'd have Grotesque and Arcee out? Because that is literally possible.
It is. It is.
In fact, given the fact that Titan's Return is being held back in many places across the world by the existence of movie toys. And the fact that they're not being released and they're not selling that well this year, so they're not moving and people aren't clearing at the shelves.
Yeah.
It's almost probable that the reason Arcee and probably Grotesque are going to be online exclusives is because of the shelves being stocked with movie stuff.
I mean, that sounds like a solid theory. That's for sure. I mean, there is a lot of logic to what you're saying.
So, does this make it better or worse?
I mean, it's made me sad on the inside of my tummy, now that you've mentioned it. They shouldn't. The problem is they shouldn't have been as much Wave 1 as they always make.
And that Wave 1 should have been priced reasonably.
Yeah, all of the last night waves should have been priced at a lot less.
Ridiculous what they're priced at.
It's insane.
Currently, it is €30 for me to get a deluxe.
Obviously, of course, the worry is, will Power of the Prime be smart and not go for that and go for 18, which is still too much, or will they just keep saying fuck it, sell for 20? Because I've
rolling
just seen,
in their money.
I've just seen recently in an Asda, which I go by, which is a big one, to my friend Chris's house. They've just got the wave that has the Perceptor wave in that has twin twist and those guys, and that's like £19.90 something. So it's still like £20 for one of them.
I could see basically this movie stuff has sort of led shops to bump up prices where they can.
Yeah, it kind of feels like it. Yeah, what are you gonna do?
What you gonna do when they come for you?
Buy KOs online.
You are everything that is wrong with this world.
I am, but they're only £10, so I can live.
You're only £10.
I can live with myself. Computer, delete entry. Good DS9 episode.
Good ass episode.
Mikey, do you want to take us on to another bit of news then?
Yeah, so we've got a bit of Titan's Return here.
Oh,
first
good.
Of all, yes, exciting times. Go90 have posted a behind-the-scenes look at the upcoming Titan's Return cartoon series, which is set to start airing next month. I believe, yes, it's been confirmed November 14th it will air. It will go for 10 episodes, 11 minutes each, so at least it's going to be a reasonable length by the time it's all over.
What a birthday treat for me.
Yay! Andy's birthday. But yes, so to go along with this bit of information, they've released a video showing the producer from Machinima, the writer, who is now confirmed to be Adam Beechan. Do you know who Adam Beechan is, Andy?
Yeah, he's the dude that works on Transformers RID, the new one.
He's the executive producer, I think, or the showrunner. Basically, he's the head guy of the staff, direction, and everything else.
Just before you go on there, Mikey, I feel really bad for Adam Beechan.
I do.
Do you know why I feel particularly bad for him?
Because he's going from a show where people verbally abused him onto this.
Exactly. And you know exactly what's going to happen because we're going to get on to what we briefly see on this. I'm sure we've got things to say. I do, anyway.
Yeah. And because, do you know what I saw during the week, people on this, I just flicking through the thread, people being quite rude about the Combiner Wars writers and the voice actors again. They're just like, oh, they ruined it. It's just like, no, they didn't.
No.
The fact that they were given no money at all ruined it.
I mean,
also,
to be fair, the writing wasn't great, but
the writing was very poor.
Issue.
But the writers weren't poor.
They do live in their golden mansions.
Yeah. But anyway, so yeah, poor old Adam is going from strength to strength.
Oh God, this poor man.
Yeah, we also get see some people in the vocal booths, including Michael Dorn.
Yes.
Who is, I believe, he's playing Metroplex
or
Fort Max. One of the
no, David Jason Frank's Fort Max. Isn't he?
He's Emissary. Oh. He's the Cerebro.
Oh, that's right. No, then yeah, Michael Dorn is Fortress Maximus, I think.
Yeah,
if I remember.
We see a female voice. I think that's Abby, who played Windblade.
I think so.
Yeah, and of course we see Peter Cullen and Judd Nelson, who is a literal hobo.
I think we made that joke when we saw him at TFCon a few years back.
But then I saw him talking.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh my God, he is actually a hobo.
Yeah, he's probably a very well-off hobo, but he looks like a man that you would not buy a monkey paw from an old dirty cavern.
He's selling you a Frogurt at the same time.
It is an evil monkey paw. It will grant you 5 wishes. Good wishes,
That's good.
Evil wishes.
That's bad.
Would you get 5 of them?
That's good.
Evil ones.
That's bad.
Yes.
But yeah, so this video, if you want to see it, is up on Go90. It was then put up on their Facebook group because they remembered most of the planet can't watch Go90.
Yeah.
I like everyone going, like, released on Go90 across the world. How?
Good luck with that.
Because I still can't access Go90. I've tried a couple of times.
Oh, why have you tried, Mikey?
Because I was curious to see if there was a way of watching this.
Bless you. Bless you, sir.
So yeah, the video is mostly just behind the scenes stuff, and then we do get to see a little bit of animation. We see Perceptor, who is voiced by Will Wheaton, and then we have a turnaround of Perceptor and Windblade. Andy,
Mikey,
there are things to say.
Yes, there are. I will start off by saying they have not fixed the fucking problems the last one had with its animation.
What? You mean that turnaround where I could actually hear the computer rendering it dying?
1 frame, 2 frame, 3 frame, 4 frame.
But like the one where Perceptor talking, like the delivery's a little odd. I feel like the voice director was saying he's a robot and he's a bit disconnected. Okay, so I talk like a scientist. No, you talk like Captain Kirk. Parodies.
It is weird because it kind of has a Perceptor element to it, I guess, but it is very much Will Wheaton doing this weird tone or weird speech pattern, like you say.
It could work in practice. Like I'm all up for that working, but and I thought the animation looked a bit smoother there.
Oh, I don't know about that.
But then it hit me why, because that's one thing moving very slightly with a still camera. And then there's this turnaround, this little turnaround of Windblade and Perceptor, and it's just like beep. Beep.
Yep.
Beep. That's me counting the frames. I shouldn't be, like I always said, people like me should not be able to say these things about a show.
No.
I can't wait for what will this be now? This will be the Terminator 2 of animation. Because it's a sequel that will improve upon the original.
I mean, the bar is low enough that it might do that.
Terminator 2 is better than Terminator 1. I don't care what anyone says.
Oh,
people have argued it with me, and I'm just like...
What, they say the first one's better than Judgment Day?
Yep.
No. They're
They're
different films in some aspects, but...
Yeah, but, Aliens is better than Alien.
Again, very different films, but I know that Aliens is much more enjoyable to watch. It's much more like you just pop it on. There's no birthday surprise alien event where a guy lights a flame and he goes, "Happy birthday, wee!"
I didn't want this present.
Kissing.
God, they give so many kisses in that movie.
All those aliens, they love them kisses.
They give you kisses. They're not meaning any harm.
They kiss
you the kisses.
They kiss the shit out of Judd Hirt's insides.
He didn't know. He's only a baby. He meant well.
That would be the saddest thing to have that reveal.
It's just like he was desperately trying to communicate this entire time.
He thought he was in a cake.
Like, yeah.
He thought he was a showgirl.
He wasn't trying to kill it. That's just how they communicate, because they regenerate.
Yes.
They regenerate from wounds, so you can put a hole in an alien and it's just like, you put a hole in my thigh. It means it's Tuesday. I must go pick up the washing. But, he didn't realize, just like, I keep trying to talk to them, but they keep falling down.
Yep. Every time.
Like, oh my God, she set me on fire. Why is she why? I just wanted to see why she was in this pipe. Why would you come into a pipe?
Every time I kiss them, there's a hole left in them. I don't understand why. Doesn't make sense. It's weird.
I give them the ultimate sign of peace.
I'm not hopeful for this show once again, Mikey. No. Do you think they'll have improved the sound design? Instead of twigs hitting the ground, instead of metal staffs?
Bong, dong,
yeah,
dong. All I can say is that Mistress of Flame's staff needs to come back.
Yes.
That was a good character.
Yes.
I'm going to be very depressed to hear Peter Cullen playing off of what was his name? Played Megatron. I can't remember his name. Frank something.
Sassy Megatron man.
Yeah, it's going to be very sad. And cut to Megatron. It's just like, I've got life, I've got energy.
Yeah. Maybe Peter will be allowed to do something. I doubt it.
I think I kind of agree with a few people who have said it just sounds like he stopped doing a role and he's just started going to work in the morning.
Yeah, I could see that.
And I think I think it's gotten to the stage where it's not just the bad direction. I think the energy's gone from the performance.
I mean, it makes sense, because he's not, like, every time Peter Cullen's told to do a Prime, he's not given anything to work with, because what's character development in those Transformer movies, especially for those robots? Not much, apart from Prime getting angry. Was there any character development in Prime, the show? Even though we both like it, for Prime, though, he was told to do nothing, as far as I'm concerned.
He had good episodes.
2 of them. 3 of them? 2 of them?
Yeah, he had moments in episodes where he hit things.
Yeah.
He said no a lot.
No.
Or Megatron!
I'll bring you back a snowball.
Yeah.
He didn't.
Do you want to have... No, he didn't.
No.
Just like, you want to see something funny? No.
I mean, that was good. That was a fun line.
But it was also the moment I went, oh no.
That's the problem. That was a really funny moment. But then you also go, oh, there is no levity to this Prime ever. Oh dear.
His smile is only like soft because his mouth is so small.
Oh, well, this is 10 episodes, Mikey. This is for the fans.
11 minutes each. I look forward to the 5 minutes of episode 2 being Starscream trying to fly over a scenery.
The thing is, with people who bitch about Transformers RID,
yes,
I get why they do it, because there isn't a show for the fans. They say there is.
We did it. We freely criticized that show.
Yeah, I think it should be criticized. But there is no show for the fans, because when they produce a show, in quotations, for the fans, or for an older audience, they produce something, which, granted, this is prejudgment on Time's Return, on an unfinished product, but when you base things off past evidence, as you should do when you're making a hypothesis, or other kind of decision-making things, you got to look at what they've presented you in the past. What did they present us in the past? And what have they shown us here? Does not fill me with confidence. And it just makes me go, oh God, here we go one more time.
Yep. It's that moment of just like, I always want to give these things a chance.
Of course.
But if you don't like the animation for already, if you're not enjoying it, and you're not looking forward to Cyberverse, and you're presented with, all right, this is the product aimed at you.
Yeah.
And your previous experience with this production company and this production style and everything else is poor.
Yes.
You cannot be blamed for having a negative reaction. Now, that negative reaction should not overblow into personal attacks.
Of course.
As is unfortunately quite common. But it can be very understandable to have someone go like, I'm really, really not looking forward to this show.
Yeah.
And you know, yeah, I get it. Like, and this is the time you're allowed to that, because this is meant for you.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Well, they keep telling us it is.
I just keep going back to the time they did the kids show that was all brutal and dark and heavy and everyone died.
Which one? Animated?
Animated, then Prime.
Yeah.
Just like, yeah, these are for the kids. Look, child characters. They're fun. Don't let them watch past like episode 10. Just what? Like no, just like no, like we may have someone like torture his best friend because she's a genetic freak.
Yeah,
and he's a Donald Trump, or no, I suppose it would have been George Bush and analog back then.
That's right. Yeah, I suppose it would have been.
Yeah, and like, can I show him Prime? You can show him the first 2 minutes of Prime.
Can you? Well, until Cliff's captured.
Yeah, like, basically, once you see the red guy be dragged into the ship, tell your son to go make you a cup of tea, or to get you a cool beverage from the fridge.
Yeah.
Because you're about to see some fluids.
What happened to Cliff? He went to sleep.
Yeah. Loud, scary zombie sleep.
Yep. Shall I move us on, Mr. Mikey?
Yep.
Okay, well, we got a new, in quotation, image, or images, in quotations, because they're super duper blurry, of Megatron and Brawl figures, movie editions that they've been trademarked, apparently, movie edition, along with a logo. And thanks to TFCN, which is a Facebook thing, we got these images, which are super blurry, of this new line, which seems to coincide with the images that we saw all the way back when the reveals for Power of the Prime were made, where we had Starscreams and all those kind of things.
And we had Starscream, Grimlock, and Blackout.
And there was another Starscream as well. There was the Revenge of the Fallen one, where he had the tribal tattoos.
Yeah.
But yeah, it seems like this is going to be the new line. They show the 2007 Devastator.
Brawlastator.
They never fixed that for any version of the subtitles.
No, they didn't.
Never.
Because Michael Bay liked the name.
And then they used Devastator and Revenge of the Fallen. Oy boy.
All the best names were taken.
Yep. So we have Brawl from 2007 and Megatron from Revenge of the Fallen, as we were just making fun of it there. To make another toy debut, it's hard to analyze these blurry images, obviously, because they're incredibly blurry. but you can kind of get the idea with no idea of how complex these are going to be. They don't look like they're going to be small figures. They look like at least leader scale. Like,
Brawl looks complicated. Like, he's got to be a Voyager, a good-sized Voyager at least.
Yeah.
And the Grimlock and Blackout were both on the slides. They had the word leader under them.
Yeah, I'm wondering if this is going to be a leader line only, because the images suggest that you have a figure and removable backdrop and instructions. And I think the idea of having a backdrop with your figure and clearly a little stand, that's quite neat. That's quite cool.
You notice there's numbers on him.
Yes, it says 13. I don't know
and Brawl is 12.
Yeah.
I think it says something series 13. It could be there. This is like a full line, and this is like, you know, figure number 13, figure 12, figure, like, it may not all be leader then if they're going that way, but
yeah, it's difficult to say because
I mean, some people are saying these are Voyagers, and like that would maybe tie in for scale because Grimlock and Blackout would be bigger.
Yeah, well, maybe. Yeah, it could be right. Again, there's not a lot here to discern. There is how many transformation steps are there, but again, it's blurred out and cut off at the bottom. But this Brawl figure looks a lot better than the Brawls that we've had before, excluding the leader one, because I can't remember if that was any good or not.
Apparently it was okay. Thing is, I actually quite like Brawl.
I mean, it's an okay design. He's one of the less messy.
Not just for that, because the tie-in comic at the time, because when they did the Titans, did the Transformers comic in the UK, written by, I think it was Simon, and basically it was just like Brawl had a whole series to himself, like I think it was either one issue or two. And he was just like this no-nonsense, don't give a crap, no one gets my name right, don't give a crap. Megatron tells me to shoot someone, why would I give a crap?
Yeah.
I'm on fire, fuck it. Like, Brawl don't give no shits. Like, that appealed to me quite a bit.
Right.
Back in the day, so like, the idea of a decent version of that character does work for me.
Yeah.
Now, do you want to hear my theory?
Go on, yeah, go for it.
So, we're not talking about it here just because it is nothing but a news, but it's been confirmed there are only 4 Transformers in Bumblebee.
Okay.
And now, obviously, Bumblebee will have an accompanying toy line. One of the problems you're going to have is trying to get people to buy 4 toys for 4 or 5 months. And also, I don't know, buy it at Deluxe, Legion, Legend, Leader, Voyager, the whole kit and caboodle.
Right.
You just, even with the way things are done, you cannot sell 4 different Bumblebees on every single size scale. Like, even Bumblebee cannot do that in one line, and certainly not in one wave.
Yeah.
I'm very curious if this movie edition is their way of filling the gap. So, these are your deluxe figures. They're from the movies. Here are your Voyager figures. They're your anniversary figures. Here's your leader. They're, again, anniversary figures of larger characters, etc.
Mm-hmm.
I again, this is just a bit of speculation, but I would not be surprised if these were tied into the Bumblebee movie release, because otherwise they don't really have a toy line.
That makes a lot of sense. Like you say, you can't just sell 4 figures. That's not a line.
Maybe they could do original stuff, but they haven't done major original characters since what? Dark of the Moon?
Yeah. They had some original dudes bobbing about there.
Last Night and Age of Extinction don't have any original characters. They've got some reused molds, but that's it.
What about the Stegosaurus? That wasn't in the movie.
Well, Snarl and Slug. Okay. And Slash.
I mean,
Slash was planned for the movie.
Not a lot, but yeah, I know what you're talking about, at least.
I feel like that was just someone just going, well, guys, yeah? We're missing a couple of Dinobots. You do realize they'll start a riot.
Do it.
Do it now.
Yeah, sweet. It's going to be interesting to see how this pans out. Partially interesting. Not super interesting for me, but
I am interested because I will say, like, from what little we saw, that Grimlock and Blackout, the base outline of those things looked well done. I
mean, this is the thing. They don't look like awful toys, but the movie aesthetic just isn't for me. But I'll be interested to see how it works, I guess. I do like how the first comment I see is someone has typed down "sigh" ellipses and then in the quotations "unzips pants." It's that sad reservation that I'm gonna have to buy these.
Okay, I couldn't tell if that was positive or negative.
I think it's that reluctance that, shit, I'm going to have to get these, and I'm going to have to spend money.
Yeah.
You know, like when you start liking a Kamen Rider series, and then you go online and you see how expensive all the things that you want are. Like, for instance, a man who is, in fact, a god. When beforehand, they used to be dirt cheap on a certain website, and then, I don't know, he may have got slightly popular for some reason.
Yeah, and you're just like, but they're so small and simple for what they are. Yeah, but people want them quite badly.
How much do you want that belt? 15,000 yen? All right.
Oh, you want
Jesus.
you want this set of 5 small figures that retail for about 40 quid? Yeah. How about 100? No, you'll pay it. I will.
I actually had a look online to see like, how much is a Figure Arts Dangerous Zombie, and I went, let's ignore that. Never mind.
€80 at the moment. I do. If I had the money, I'd do it. I'm not lying. I genuinely would do it.
Not a big fan of the Figure Arts, but I was just interested because I was like, well, you know, Dangerous Zombie is one of the better looking Kamen Rider suits. I wonder how much he's bobbing about for on Manda. No, that's never mind.
If I had the money, I'd get him in Genom. I'd get the base Genom, the level 2.
Yeah,
even with I am that weak.
I don't think Figure Arts are like they're just no. You're not allowed Figure Arts. No one's allowed.
You're not Andy. You're not even allowed to have the child's one.
No, I'm not, and
your one disappeared, and the ones you suddenly really interested in, and the one suddenly I'm very interested in. I looked at the Ultimate Form wave.
The Dai Soda ones.
Yeah, not the Dai Soda, the like not just the base Soda stage 9, I believe.
Oh yes.
So it was Muteki, what was it called? Legacy, and both Genom forms, and I think Laser.
Oh, cool. Okay.
And it was about €80.
Oh dear.
And I was just thinking, like, I'd also have to go out and get Perfect Knockout. I'd have to get the exclusive Nico stuff. I'd have to get the Poppy. I'd have to get Kronos. It's never ending.
Yep, and somewhere there's an Asian Canadian sitting there. Maybe if he's listening to the show, cackling.
He's either cackling or crying.
I mean, he's crying because he knows what he's done to himself, and laughing because he knows what he's trying to do to both of us.
Yes, he tried hard this week.
I know. Yeah, we'll get on to that. Mikey, do you want to take us on to the last 2 bits of news? Because the last bit's not much. So
this was a bit of an interesting thing of new Power of the Prime images and packaging.
Yes.
These sort of popped up out of nowhere, really. Via TFW board member F90 Happy.
What a name.
Good for you. There are new images of several figures, both in and out of packaging. We've got the Dinobots, the first wave. We've got Moon Racer.
Yep.
Racer. We've got Darkwing. We've got Dreadwind. We've got Inferno. We've got Alita 1. We've got some Legends. We've got Titan Masters. We've got everything.
Yeah, but not everything. Just like a weird hodgepodge of bits from here and there.
Basically, Wave 1, a mix of Wave 1 and 2, and then just Wave 3 just sort of slowly slid in there.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah. So, going in the order they are up here, we will start with the in-packaged Dinobots. We've got Slug, and we've got Swoop. Swoop, I think this is final confirmation about what color he's coming in.
Boo, son. Bit boo.
I like the blue.
I prefer the blue. It's better than the red. I mean, the red, I guess, makes him fit in with the rest of them, but... you know, I'm an animation accurate horse, so.
Yeah, I mean, anything to say here? I mean, they are literally just the toys in a box.
Here's a question. Do you find it weird that it looks like the Swoop, not package art, but you see the little prototype image looks like it's the red version of the toy?
Yeah, I think this color change was late.
Yeah, it seems like it might have been.
Yeah, to be fair, I don't think it's a bad thing, because apart from anything else, the see-through beak really made it obvious there was a head at the back.
Yeah, not a good move.
So, yeah, didn't work in the original toy. Probably not working there.
No.
Next up, we've got Macronus and Cloudburst.
Who?
Landmine.
Say the real names.
Let's see. We've got Lander.
No, Cloudraker. God damn it.
Cloudraker. Thank you. I don't know. It's Pretenders.
But Lander's the ladies' man. He's in yellow.
Yeah. But, you know, Lander's just amazing.
And you don't know who he is, though.
I know him because I'd let him have me.
Jesus.
But yeah, so we've got him and Micronus, and they look pretty much what you'd expect. I do find it interesting. Power of the Primes is basically taking the gimmicks from the last 2 lines and combining them.
Yeah.
Considering like the Prime Masters are literally just Titan Masters.
Yeah.
Just with a different plate.
Yeah.
Which means I am looking forward to seeing these put into Titan Master sockets. Just having these weird, like, drone-looking craps going around.
I'm wondering how many people are going to potentially want to go over to, like, Shapeways, get rid of these plates and get the custom plates and paint up proper faces so they can actually use them as a headmaster rather than this weird... Because most of those shapes, those sparks, I don't think work for faces. Like, some of them kind of will, but most of them
they're
won't.
quite odd. But I think it's very likely that people are going to do up a whole set of faces of the Primes.
Yeah, that would work. Yeah, that'd be interesting to see.
We've also got Metal Hawk and Vector Prime.
Sure. Doesn't look like Vector Prime at all, as always.
Now, onto the more interesting stuff. We've got Moon Racer, and we see her in both her forms, fully colored. I think this is the first time we've seen the figure fully colored.
As far as I'm aware.
And we also see what you do with her combiner hand. It's a papoose.
What?
It's a papoose.
Is that a real thing, or are you just making up words?
That is a real thing.
What's a papoose?
Basically, it's a front baby carrier.
Oh, right, okay.
I also sort of said it's like that university. You see the girls in university who are wearing these sort of backpacks around the front.
Right, okay.
Like that kind of thing, basically. But covers up her entire body. Yep. And you can stick a Prime Master in the front, so he's being carried around in the papoose.
See, I called it a boob plate, but yours is maybe less offensive.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't care. Honestly, I think she's gonna look good. The only thing that throws me off about her is the leg bits.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of talked about this when we saw the original images, and yeah, those ankle shin plates are very distracting. But it looks like they've done a good job separating or making a slender waist, because that's just molded. It's not like a proper slender waist, if I remember from the images that we saw, but it looks like they've done a decent job. Not sure about the face. We don't have a great image of it, but it looks, from what we see here, it kind of looks like that bust that we were talking about. It looks like a cosplayer wearing a robot hat.
Oddly human.
Oddly human, yeah. That could change closer up. But just from what we see here, it's a bit weird. But it looks like a decent female mold, at least, so that's a plus.
I really like it.
I like the car mode. It's a futuristic woo-woo, but...
I'm assuming Firestar is the same mold, so...
Yeah, probably a bit tweaked, but yeah, I think you're right.
Next up, we have Inferno, who is a redo of Hotspot with a new head, and he comes with the Power of the Prime's feet, or Combiner feet guns, or Combiner feet shields, or whatever they are. And this time... So basically, he's holding the feet, which are holding his guns.
Yeah, practical.
And has a Prime Master plugged into him.
Yeah.
Kind of obvious. Not the mold wasn't made for it. My first response is: did you know that Megatronia is going for about £110 online at the moment?
That's not bad.
I want it.
I think I've seen it for better, but that's not terrible.
And Lyo Kaiser I saw go for 80.
Japan's going to do their own at some point. Who cares about that one?
Well, they are going to now.
Yeah, exactly.
But we'll get on to that. I think he looks okay. It's just
boring.
Who cares? Yeah, he could have been Fire Convoy.
Yeah.
That would have been more interesting. And there are much more interesting and more exciting and more dodgy versions of this mold to pick up.
Or the Battle Gaia version.
He is, well, yeah, we could do that.
That'd be great. Or what the knockoff company did in the G2 version, Hell,
do the Energon Roadblock?
Which one's
version?
Roadblock?
The one that he gets reformatted into,
Wasn't he just red anyway, though, in that?
No, he was brown.
Oh, you mean that one? Oh, was he called Roadblock? Either way, no, I know because he was more of a crane, wasn't he? No, and he had hazard stripes on him. That would have been quite nice to see, I suppose. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So moving on, we've got Jazz. His combiner hand pegs on a little lower and looks more like it's hugging him around the waist.
Yeah, he's got a beer gut kind of thing.
Yeah. It doesn't quite work.
No.
And we also see Hunger with his feet plugged on as cannons. people are saying they don't think these work in a lot of places. I think this works fine.
For Hunger, I think it works okay. I would have liked it if they maybe sat a little bit further forward and maybe could be like knuckle duster boxing glove kind of things. Because I would kind of work for a Terracon, I think. He just punches you.
The exciting thing from this is it's revealed that Hunger's going to have crazy ankle tilts.
Yeah, it seems like it. He's got some... I suppose he has to, though, since his feet are the robot, or the dinosaur dragon heads. So
yeah, but I didn't expect them to have crazy articulation, to be honest.
I'm guessing ball joints or something.
Next up, we have Dreadwind and Darkwing, or Blackwing, or whatever you... Oh, no, we have Blackwing and Rippersnapper.
Yep.
Pulls it off better than Jazz.
Yeah.
Still looks like they're being assaulted by a limpet.
The big problem with the one on Rippersnapper is it covers up all of the interesting colours on him and just makes him blue for the most part. I mean, I don't think any of these work... on the deluxes, at least, none of these work well.
No.
They are... Oof. At least they've tried to make them interactable and interesting, but I think just the Combiner Wars shitty gun things kind of worked better than they're doing here as boob armor.
Moving on from that, we've got Alita from the Starscream Voyager mold. Redone cockpit. I think the wings are a bit redone, and the head and the chest have been remolded.
Yeah, our first images of her, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah. She is, another thing to make her more IDW, she's basically made of chunk.
Yeah.
Like, she's going to have giant fists, and I can see that for the IDW Alita one. Also, it shows that for her, the intention is to have her use the feet as kind of bucklers.
That could work.
Kind of work. It does kind of look like someone's placed big black blocks on her shoulders. But I'm kind of interested in her, having seen the Starscream. I think the proportions could kind of kill it, though, but...
It's hard to tell because the images are still not great, but it makes me more hopeful that it's not just I'll pass over this figure instantly kind of thing. And
obviously you and I are sort of thinking not hard to turn this into Leo Zach.
Well, the mold at least. Maybe not the female, but what if they did Leo Zach's sister from this mold?
Oh my god, Liza.
Yeah, then you could have brother and sister together. That'd be great. I'd be all in for that shit.
Like have Starscream as Leo Zach and Alita as Liza?
Yeah.
It's sad that I'm actually into that.
Yeah,
idea.
It's pretty good, isn't it? They'll be like, all right, yeah.
But we've also got Windcharger and Shrapnel. Not much to say there, but this is where it gets a little bit interesting. We have design sketches, CAD art. I don't know what the technical term of several limbs. We have got, I believe that's Rippers. Is that Jazz? Yeah, that's Jazz.
Rippersnapper, Jazz, and I can't tell what the other one is. Maybe Moonracer.
Jazz and Jazz, actually. Oh no, it is Moonracer.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah. I think because it's very long. Yeah, it's very long. But yeah, we get to see them in their arm modes. I like Rippersnapper's got shoulder guns.
Yeah, I mean that's always neat. That was always the cool thing about Abominus. He just had a load of guns sticking out everywhere for the most part.
And more interestingly, we've got the torso modes for Starscream, Alita, and Abominus, and we've got confirmation Abominus will have proper earpieces.
Woo! Good.
Yeah, the things that kind of make Hunger suck kind of make Abominus really work.
Yeah, I think they clearly went for let's make Abominus good, and just if Hungar's modes don't all work, as long as he's a good Abominus, that's fine. Go for that. Which is probably the best thing you can do.
I'm hoping there's something good to replace the Prime Master when it's not there, though, because it's a little distracting as a visual.
Yeah.
Alita and Starscream's tiny in this for some reason, but Starscream a little panel-y.
It's a weird shape for it.
Yeah,
looks gappy,
but
potentially.
It does show that you can open and close their Prime Master port.
Yeah.
But
the Prime Master on Abominus, if you look just under that, there's a little flap.
Oh, there is. Okay, that's cool. But I think it could work fairly well. I also think it's really easy to turn that into a Leo Kaiser torso.
You would have thought so.
I'd be very surprised if Japan doesn't at least consider it.
The head for the Alita mold doesn't look like it's quite the right size. At least in this sketch, it looks kind of off proportion-wise.
A little bit.
Yeah,
but...
it look. Maybe it's just because it's the sketch, but I'm not sure how it will look in person. It might work better than it's looking here, but it looks a bit wonky.
I definitely want to see the full thing.
Yes.
But, Andy, what are your thoughts on these?
Like I say, for the most part, Alita 1's a bit on the wobbly, I don't know, side. The Abominus looks like a decent torso who's totally not based off Silverbolt. No. New mold. New mold. New mold, ignore everything else. Ignore everything else. The packaging looks like it's in the same format as the rest of the line from the trilogy, so that's fine. It's nice to see Elita 1 finally, even if it's not the best image. Makes me hopeful that she won't be poo. Makes me hopeful that Sakamoto will do something fun for her.
Yep.
So yeah, wait and see for more stuff. We'll be seeing it sooner rather than later. It'll be coming up well fast.
Faster than you'd think.
Yeah.
We'll move on from there then to the last bit of news, very, very quick. TF Nation has confirmed that TF Nation 2018 will be happening on the 17th and 19th of August 2018 at the Hilton Birmingham Metropole in Birmingham Airport.
Woo!
Woo!
Cool. Well, get your dates sorted and, time off work and all that jazz.
You can start booking hotel rooms if you'd like, but I don't think there's any deals yet. But
probably not. I think it was just the announcement. They're probably working out tickets and special deals and all that jazz at the moment. So no need to rush that stuff just yet, at least. But that's cool.
So, that's it, I think, for the week.
Yeah, I think so. Well, Mikey, what have you been up to this week that's been interesting, fun, and all that kind of jazz, if you've done anything?
Oh, let's see. I've got a couple of things. So, new anime season, so I decided to start making inroads. There's a couple of... Not yet, nothing major yet, don't worry.
Okay.
There's a couple of series I definitely want to check out. There's one weird one. I won't mention it yet, but there's one that's just like, this is a weird concept and I'm into it. But so I only saw 2 series. They were just like basically the first one that came up when I was just flicking through what was there. So I saw Konohana Kitan.
Right.
Which is basically world full of animal people. One is left at a shrine to become a shrine maiden, and it's about her learning to be a shrine maiden, also being in love with her roommate.
Cool.
Pretty much very cutesy, very... Oh, look at our lesbians. For one thing, there aren't our lesbians the most adorable lesbians. This one's got pointy ears. So yeah, I don't think I'll be going back just because the whole shoujo genre just never did it for me.
You like Dragon Maids, though. Wasn't that the same vein?
No, not lesbians.
Okay.
Lesbians are fine, and I don't, if the main character is a lesbian, that's fine, but that's not really, that's just a general good comedy thing.
Oh, lesbians are funny to you, is that what you're saying, Mikey? I see how it is.
Depends on the lesbian. But, this is just like, aww.
It's one of those cutesy, I'm going to vomit up an organ kind of thing, is it?
Everyone has feelings. And it just, there's nothing that, I don't need tits and ass and violence or anything else, but I do need something a bit more engaging than, I'm so lonely and I can't say my words properly because I'm adorable.
Oh dear. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. There is one character in there I kind of like, but I can't see myself going back to it. The other one was about as far away from that as it can get, and I'm going to point out I picked these basically because they popped up on my list of this season's anime.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. So, I've got a million things from last season and the season before to watch, and blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to go into it again. So this was Boku no Kanjo ga Majime Suguru Shoujo Bitch Naken.
Again, a one to say while you're drunk.
Which is a bit of an odd one. I don't know what I think about it. Guy confesses to the detached, seemingly very aloof young lady of his dreams, and she non-emotively asks him what his favorite position is.
Oh.
And she will learn all 45.
Oh. Good for her.
Good for her. And it kind of continued that vein as he's slowly realizing that the woman he fancied is a bit liberated.
Okay.
In a really uncomfortable way. But not like she's super pushy, just deadpan and just responds to everything else. Just everything needs to be in the context of sex.
Right. And
then his best friend is a girl who doesn't fancy him but think it's great crack to make the girlfriend thinks she fancies him for a laugh.
Oh dear.
There's a woman with an unhealthy interest in her dog.
Okay. A worrying amount of interest in a dog, or just crazy cat lady kind of thing, but with a dog.
I don't know.
Oh dear.
All
right.
I laughed.
Right.
I did laugh, but occasionally it was just like, what am I watching? Why am I watching this? I might check out another couple. Like, I was kind of hoping, because it's a short form comedy thing, I was kind of thinking it might be another Aho Girl.
Oh, right. I'm guessing it's not.
It's not. It's just weird.
Right.
It's just weird. So those were the only ones I made inroads in. Like I said, I've got a million things still to watch from before, and I want to watch at least one episode from most of what's on at the moment. So apart from that, the Arrowverse started up again.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No. Like,
Hang on,
you
did
know,
you say Arrow?
Arrowverse.
No, I am sorry then. Yeah.
Arrow, Legends, and Flash, they're all back. And Supergirl. Haven't seen Supergirl.
All right.
Flash rushed its start because what I wanted to do was get Barry back as soon as it could.
What a shock. Who could have seen that happen?
I was kind of expecting at least one episode not about that.
Oh my god.
And I like the second episode, because there's 2 out, actually pretty entertaining. Like, not season 1, season 2 good.
Yeah.
But solid, and got some very good comedy. It's got a fun villain. And it also, like, they've set up the new villain for the season, the Thinker. So
right.
So he's interesting. He's in a floaty chair. It's kind of cool. And then I went back and realized that they've been talking about him for, like, the end half of season 3.
Apparently.
Yeah. Like, he loads of name dropping.
Yeah.
And, like, I think they give away how they beat him.
No.
I'm not sure. But yeah, like, I found season 3 to really peter out about halfway through.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping season 4 just get back into form. Curious what they're going to do at Wally. I suspect he's going to be more a guest starring from now on. Just a vibe. Arrow, just wanted to see what that story was. Because I didn't see much of season 5, and everyone said it got a lot better. But this wasn't. It was actually a pretty strong start. I've spoiled the end of season 5 for me.
Okay.
I don't care. But lots of character work. The constant flashbacks to the middle of nowhere are gone.
Oh, that's a plus, I
no
guess.
bad thing.
Yeah.
Ends on kind of a cliffhanger. I'm curious. Like, I really liked Arrow season 2. I liked the first bit of season 3, and then it's just really lost some momentum for me. I'm curious to see where it's going. Like, the whole, I don't know where he stands on the whole killing, not killing thing, because he keeps shooting people with arrows and they keep falling down. And then everyone around him is clearly killing people. So I don't know if, like, is he doing it or is he not? I couldn't tell when they was like, oh no, I wouldn't kill. I wouldn't kill. I would just like, you impaled the guy.
Maybe it's just one of those things that he'll do, like, if he feels like it. Like, if he's having a bad day, he's like, yeah, I can kill a few, and I can just roll off my chest. Whatever.
Yeah, the problem is it makes all his villain fights at the end super boring, except for one against Slade, because there was an outcome that could be guessed. And Legends, which was actually quite a laugh. Quite nuts. Julius Caesar, as you do. Dinosaurs, weird time detective stuff. Yeah, like, it felt like a bit of a step up from the sort of tail end of season 3 Flash and Legends, like, noticeably, in fact. Hopefully then keep that momentum going and get back to where they were. Because I rewatched season 3 of Flash a couple of weeks back, and I was just like, there is very good stuff in here. It's just, it got bogged down in time wasting.
Right.
And repetition of the same plot points, and the fact you've now used up, I think, almost every evil speedster.
Probably at this point.
Like, there's Speed Demon from the very, very early Wally West days, and Godspeed from the new comic. I think that's it. And Lady Flash, she hasn't shown up.
Oh.
They haven't done Lady Flash, and she was a bad guy, so you could do that.
No more, please.
No more speedsters.
Yeah.
We've got. If you do speed, like, you can do Bart, you can do Impulse. If you want to do Impulse, that's fine. Just no more of speedster villains.
Yeah.
Make the Thinker the bad guy. Build him up. Do an alternate reality Captain Cold or something like that. Just no more speedsters,
please.
Savitar was pushing it at the best of times.
Oh, he was shite from what I saw, from the bits I saw of him.
It got weird. Like, and not only that, but Savitar ended up being a hybrid between 2 different speedsters.
Oh, right, okay.
Which was Savitar and the Future Flash.
Yeah.
Two evil speedsters. And it's like, why? I mean, like, oh god. Like, Zoom ended up actually being Zoom and not an amalgamation, but I don't know. So there was that. TV-wise, no Orville this week, but I did watch Discovery Episode 5.
Ooh, all right.
I have a point to make, which I've been pointing out on Twitter, which I'm making here because this show constantly is being sold to me as science and hard science. And this is one review. This is the show to watch if you want to watch Star Trek for science and not character.
See, I was wondering where this comment came from because I saw it pop up online, and I was like, where did this come from? Did he read something from online, or did someone say something, or what?
But I've thought this for a long time because it is what it is. But I let it go in most sci-fi. Because they're not trying to tell me something is that it isn't, you know?
Sure.
They're saying, like, we put a bell on this so we can use it for a plot purpose.
Yeah.
Fine. But then there's shows like Discovery that are really trying to hammer home their science.
It's real. It's so close to real.
It's so grounded and gritty and...
Mm-hmm.
Any science in science fiction that can't happen, which is about 95% of it, is not science, but magic. Telepathy is magic.
Is it?
Warp travel is in of itself is magic.
Is it?
Q is magic.
No, he's a god.
That's magic.
God's on
He's
magic.
a magic god man.
God's on magic. They're scientific.
Do you know what's going to happen if you evolve far enough? You're going to die. Because the environment will change and you won't suit it and you'll die. You will not be able to snap your fingers and create a Christmas tree. That's magic.
I love that. You evolve to the point where you just shit and you die anyway.
Yeah, pretty much. Because eventually the world passes you out.
Oh, that's amazing.
But this idea that it popped up in science fiction a lot, that, a supremely evolved being has godlike powers. No, that's just a magic being that has magic powers. It's okay. Again, Stargate did it. Star Trek does it. Millions of sci-fis have done it.
Yeah.
Babylon 5 did it. And it's just like, you know what? You're using this as a means to an end.
Yeah.
And whatever. You're not stopping and telling me it's science. There is a scene in this episode involving a giant sentient tardigrade.
Yes.
That feeds on space mushrooms and uses said mushrooms to travel faster than light under its own power.
Yeah, I wasn't quite sure how to take that when I saw that in like episode 4 or whatever.
No. I'm not talking about like what they did there.
All right.
They do something else.
Really? Oh. Weirder than that? Because that's pretty, like, out there, I would say.
What? Okay, slight spoiler. Turns out you can just drop it into space and it'll go. Does on its own. It's traveled the universe on its own. It just sits in space and goes. Using an interdimensional network of mycelium and fungus.
Obviously.
Stop trying to market this crap to me as something no. Like, that's magic. It's a magic tardigrade. It's the magical tardigrade.
How could you sell it to make it not seem stupid, do you think? That idea,
Don't
at least.
Don't sit there going like, oh, gritty, dark, gritty, heavy, ooh, it's so grounded. And we're like, we said Elon Musk. He's real.
No, he's not.
Don't do that. I've seen pictures. I'm sure there's at least a hologram out there.
Photoshop.
But don't be like, oh, look at these connections to the real world. And then not just have fake science, but have fake science so fake. No, I mean, like, The Expanse does something with aliens, and it's just utter bullshit in real world stuff. But you know what? No one cares. Because it's sci-fi crap, and it's supposed to be like that, but this show is insulting my intelligence, and it's a lot dumber than it thinks. And anyway, the episode itself was okay. I carry muds in it from the original season, but it's, again, very dark, very heavy, you totally are not going to regret introducing this character.
Oh, yes.
Like, nothing bad will come of this guy being involved. Burnham's still a pain in the arse. Oh, and did you hear about the controversy?
Which one? There's lots surrounding this series at the moment.
There is one in particular for this episode.
Probably not then.
Well, I don't. It's not really a spoiler. It's just like possibly to prepare you. This goes through a ceiling that Star Trek has never gone through before.
All right.
Tilly, the young girl who everyone literally stops and goes, by the way, she's autistic a lot. Like I'm tired of the show pointing out the fact that she has some form of autism.
It's
I get
real
it.
heavy-handed.
She's literally the only likable one about you.
Yeah.
Fine, cool, whatever. Shut up about it. It's weird. Mm-hmm. It's weird you keep pausing to point this out.
It is.
She goes, "Oh man, this is fucking cool." And then the science guy looks at her and says, "It is fucking cool." In an indulgent smile.
Yes, I have heard people say that, and it's the least Star Trek thing in the series so far, which is saying something.
It's bizarre.
Yeah.
Because not just like everyone's going like, "Oh, we're on streaming, we're pushing the envelope, we're making it more ground and real." It's the fact that clearly the guys, like whoever was working the camera, did a double take, and there's just this awkward pause where you feel like he was just like, "I'm sorry, what?" And then the guy comes around and says, "Oh yeah, fuck, oh fucking cool, yeah," and trying to sell it, and it's just like the show itself is rejecting your having done this. The entire show has just turned around and said, "I'm sorry, what?"
Yeah.
Why? And it was like the most fake, edgy, moment, and it's just like it was cringeworthy because there are times you can swear in anything. Like they said shit before, I didn't care. Felt natural. It was a no shit moment.
Well, that was in one of the movies, wasn't it?
No, in Discovery.
Oh, right, in Discovery.
When they're trapping the tardigrade or meet it the first time.
Sure.
And I was just like, cool, that makes sense. But this is like, ooh, I have done the blood in the TVs. Look how real and grounded and edgy I am. That was that kind of moment. It was very unnatural. It was a very unnatural sounding moment that did not tie into anything that was going on. And I know maybe to say like, "Oh, well, Tilly said it," and that explains it. Just like, no, it doesn't.
Does that make it worse?
It means it could mean they're using the stereotype of that Tilly is representing, because she is representing in some way that at least she's supposed to be representative of the stereotype of the autistic individual.
That's the thing, yeah.
Now, whether that's like it's a positive stereotype in that she's representing one as a main character being shown fully capable and blah blah blah, or if they're using her to say, look, she's saying inappropriate things.
Yeah.
I hope it's the former that they're going for, because I like Tilly, in all seriousness. There's also some stuff with the Doug Jones character, whose name I can never remember, where he's put in command and must learn to be a leader. So at least some character development for someone, but this show has no legs on it. I'm not sure how much more I'm going to watch.
I'm going to watch it all because I hate myself, so...
Yeah, but I'm going to watch the one that came out today. I know, I always say that, like, season 1 of a lot of shows are kind of crap.
Yeah.
So, season 2 could be great. But right now, season 1 feels like it feels like every other dark, edgy dark, edgy sci-fi thing that has been done in the last 15 years.
Yeah.
This show has no personal identity.
Yeah.
There is nothing, and I mean nothing, to distinguish it.
Yeah.
I went through the reviews that were going like, well, it's really adding this real style to itself, and I'm just like, I'm 90% certain you haven't seen a sci-fi show in the last decade.
It feels like it's close aesthetically, at least to Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah, poor version of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only other thing, I don't want to harp on about Discovery anymore. The only other two things to mention, Build 8. This show is super fast-paced.
Oh, good.
Good, but I am worried they're about to burn themselves out.
Oh. It might not. Maybe it's just like getting through the stuff to get to the good stuff.
And like it is, like I will say, like it's got a strong writing team behind it. Very, very obviously. Fun episode though, like some bad guy stuff. I don't want loads and loads of spoiler stuff. We now know what the bad guy's ultimate plan is.
Oh.
And it's surprisingly mundane.
Okay. To rule the world, of course.
No, it's not.
All right.
It's much more normal than that.
Is it a video game?
I wish it was.
Is the world a video game?
Is the world a video game? Did someone have evil fruit? Is one of them a robot who wants to be a person?
That'd be great.
But no, like just like the revelation of what the big plan, why the writers exist, everything else is just like that's really normal. That's a real world thing. If these things exist in the real world, that's what they would use it for. That's the kind of thing. Like, I think it probably helps if it's just like a purely human group for the most part. So yeah, I was just thinking it's been a while since we've had a human bad guy, not like a human turned monster bad guy, you know?
Yeah.
And the only other thing I did, and I did this today completely on a whim. I was just like doing some scrolling through Comixology and stumbled on this. I read Sherlock Frankenstein and the Legion of Evil.
I heard that you liked it.
I liked it immensely.
Good.
It is a Dark Horse comic, lots of horror elements, bit of... I thought it was going for comedy. It played itself very, very straight. Great art. Great kind of semi-Hellboy-ish art.
Yeah.
Like, really, really stylized. Really, really good. Basic story, some superheroes disappeared, and the daughter of their head is trying to find them. And she goes to an asylum looking for the one person you might know, which is Sherlock Frankenstein, the long-running undead ghoul zombie villain.
Okay.
But Sherlock Frankenstein disappeared.
Mm.
So she's going to talk to one of his former henchmen, who looks incredible. And is so sad. So incredibly sad. And she finds out stuff, and now she's like, on to the next hunt for Sherlock Frankenstein. If you're into horror comics, if you're into something that's not fun, it's not played for jokes. It takes itself quite seriously. Some really good classic horror art. Seriously, I'd say check it out. There's only one issue out so far, but definitely worth a read. So yeah, Sherlock Frankenstein and the Legion of Evil, which includes Cthulhu. Not Cthulhu, Cthulhu.
Okay.
Which is the first half of Cthulhu and the name Lu.
Right.
But he's in the next issue based on the cover, and it is basically Cthulhu's head on a fat man's body. Yep. So yeah, I check it out. I'd say give it a go. Yeah, and that was me.
Cool.
What about you, Andy?
Bits here and there. Editing Poopcast obviously on the Monday. Tuesday.
Oh yes, I forgot to say that. I forgot the Moonbase woo woo.
Yes, not Moonbase 2 woo woo.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Is out. Is not out, but it's been edited and recorded and everything else, and will be out next week or so, I think.
Yep, pretty much.
Yep.
On the Monday, obviously, I recorded edited
Kamen Rider Hexade.
Yes. Good show.
Mm.
Fun podcast too. Good one.
Mm.
So yes, I did the podcast recording, or the editing, I should say, for last week's show on the Monday. On Tuesday, I went down to Carlisle to see the Mr. Gruff.
Mm.
And Jai was there as well. So that was nice. It was nice to see both of them, as I haven't seen Jai for ages. We made Gruff play with our knockoff Transformers. He seemed to be intrigued by them.
This whole knockoff thing started, and I remember Jai just going like, "How does one justify buying knockoffs?" And it's like, and now it's just like, I don't justify it, but I'm still going to do it.
Yeah, it's a horrible hole. It's a horrible hole. He gave me a extra pin punch. So if I want to punch the pins out of my Transformer figures, I can do for customizing or whatever. So that's quite cool. He also gave me I can't remember if it's Kamen Rider Dragon Knight or if it's a Kamen Rider Ryuki. I think it's Kamen Rider Dragon Knight Knight. You know, Knight from the show, the Batman one. He gave me the deck for that.
Oh, cool!
With a card in it. I think it's the Dragon Knight version, the American one.
Yeah, because that's a lot more featured.
Yeah. Either way, it's nice to have it. I have two decks now. I have an Oja deck and I have a Knight deck, so that's kind of fancy. And I bought some picture frames to put pictures in, which I've been meaning to do for years now at this point. So I've got the bludgeon that Alex Milne drew me many years ago as a commission, and I've also got some Kaizama lithos or prints up on the wall. I then tried on either Wednesday or Thursday to get some bigger ones to put in, you know, the Alex Milne ones that we got, the big ones.
Yeah.
I tried to get ones that fit them, and they're too big, so I'm going to have to take them back because they're quite expensive, and I don't want to just have them. So, yeah, I still need to get some proper size picture frames for those things, so that was another day. Thursday, I went to see the new It. There was only...
Oh, any good?
It's okay. The good thing about it was there was only 2 people in, and me, so there was 3 in the entire cinema, so it was really nice and relaxed and stuff. The problem with the film is it does the Hollywood thing of loud noises and jump scares, which is the laziest thing horror movies do in this day and age. It's, when I say that stuff, I mean, it's in the same vein as Sinister, with Bagul. Only the cheapest of writers put things like that in your movie, or directors, I should say. It's, oh, here's a creepy thing. Now make a loud noise so you know that it's really scary. Blah, 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 blah. Have the guy jump out from behind you and a loud noise. Blah, 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 blah. And it's like, okay, you don't need to do that. It's more effective when you don't do that stuff. The kids in it are really good. Like, they're the best things in the movie. One of the kids is one of the main kids from Stranger Things. He does a lot of your mum jokes and like super inappropriate jokes, which was quite hilarious. And I was just in the cinema going, Jesus Christ, I'd feel weird getting a kid to read these lines. I know kids speak like that because I spoke like that when I was a kid, but I can't imagine handing a script to a kid that said this stuff like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna do your sister in the ass," or something to that effect. I'd be like, "Oh, I wouldn't feel comfortable with that." So yeah, they were all the child actors were really good. The new Pennywise guy was good for the type of movie he was in. But he's not a clown that, because the Pennywise clown's meant to lure kids into the sewers to eat them. This ain't a clown you're gonna be lured by. He's fucking creepy. It'd be like the guy that's playing Hot Rod in the Titans Return cartoon, trying to get you to come to his house. You'd be like, no, you look like a fucking crazy hobo, mate. Jesus. So that doesn't work, but he still played the role well. He was creepy in it, and when the loud noises weren't happening, he did some quite cool things. I would recommend it. I'd say it's worth seeing, but it's not as good as everybody says it is, I don't think. And there was a lot of unpleasant adult loving child, a bit too much undertones with Bev. Which made me, as it should do, as it made me feel very uncomfortable and squirm around in my seat going, oh, Jesus, please let the scene end. Please let the scene end. Which it's meant to do. It's meant to not, like, that's part of horror. It's meant to make you feel like, Jesus, let it end. And it did that very effectively. And the effects were all right. Some of them were a bit shit. Some of them were quite hilarious.
One of the most interesting things I heard about that is that the actor who played it apparently, like, after a couple of scenes would go up and go like, did I scare you? And like, I am so sorry if I scared you.
Oh, that's quite nice.
And people were just going like, compared to Jared Leto.
Yeah.
In Suicide Squad, we were just like, did I scare you? Yes. Good.
He's a piece of poo in a box. I'm kooky. Tee-hee.
Yeah, believe me, if that was the worst of what he did.
Yeah, I know, right?
He did much worse than that.
I'll say as well, the end of the film where the kids are fighting Pennywise is fucking amazing, because they're just getting like baseball bats and pipes and beating the shit out of him. I'm like, that's amazing.
Hang on, isn't he like some sort of god?
Yeah, but he draws power from their fear, and since they kind of don't fear him at that point, he's not got much. And it's all these kids, it's almost the Japanese Sentai thing of you work together, you can take down the monster. But seeing these kids hit him with a pipe and a baseball bat, I'm like, go on, kids, smack the shit out of him. It's great. It's ridiculous, especially since he pulled Georgie's arm off at the start of the movie, which again made me laugh. He tries to get his boat and it just rips his arm off. I'm like, oh, poor Georgie. He didn't die well. He didn't die well. But no, it's okay. I've seen worse horror films, but I've also seen better. So Get Out was much better.
How does it stand up in the modern stuff?
When you say the modern stuff, what do you mean?
Well, like, I would say horror's taken a bit of a kick to the teeth in the last 15 years.
Well, the problem is you've had things very, very recently, like Get Out, which was amazing. That was really good. This kind of falls more into the high, like, if you go for the generic horror movie things, which I mentioned, just have the loud noises and that stuff. It's better than that. But it's not as good as Get Out, which is a recent one, or It Follows, which I think was better as well in a lot of ways. So it hits a high middle point, I think, for the most part. there's certainly room for improvement for it in the future, and I'm hoping they will do for the Chapter 2, because spoilers, the arguably the most boring bit of the TV series is the next bit that they're going to be doing. That TV series was pretty shit. Pretty shit. I never saw it as a child. I've only seen it as an adult, and I'm like, wow, this is fucking boring.
Yeah,
Wow.
I mean, I like Tim Curry.
Tim Curry's great in it. Tim Curry is just in a movie with the adults can't fucking act for toffee.
Yeah.
They are horrendously bad in that TV series. Horrendously bad. All that adult stuff is boring. It's super boring. But Pennywise, Tim Curry, is fun. He's entertaining, and he's quite nuts.
Because it's Tim Curry, and he don't give a shit.
Yeah, I would like if I could pick up Tim Curry from the past and bring him into the future to do this role, because he'd act it as creepy, but he'd bring Tim Curry kind of quirkiness to it. I'm not saying the guy who did it was bad, but I think Tim Curry would have been better to do it if he was the age where he could do it, you know?
Yeah.
But that's just me. So it's okay. I'd say it's maybe better as a purchase than a cinema release kind of thing. And the only other thing I did this week was I was editing for practically a full day the Carmen Rider podcast, which you and Matt and Mr. Evangelist did. So that's the thing. And as I was editing it, I got to listen to it as well, and it kind of reminded me that, oh yeah, XA is a pretty good show. I forgot. It's not I forgot, but it's been a while since I've seen it, so it kind of floats away from your mind, and I've focused on other stuff. So it was nice to just go, yeah, shit, this good show. Chris also helped me get the OST, like the soundtrack, rather than the music stuff, and I had a little bit of a listen to that, and like some of the 8-bit music bits, I was like, holy shit, this is amazing, because it sounds like it's from a Genesis or a Mega Drive. I was like, wow, this is
really good.
It's super silly, and it's nice. I like it. It's a solid track.
So thematic. I haven't liked a soundtrack this much since O's.
Yeah, and
or at least the second half of O's, where like they always said, like there was 2 soundtracks for O's. You'll buy the first one, you're just like, this is a happy fun time show.
Yeah,
and you'll buy the second one, and just like everyone's dead.
That's the thing. Like the first track for O's is like, I don't really like any of the songs. They're fine, but they're not like, I don't go, yeah, I'll put this on and like roll my shoulders and put my hands in the air and go, yeah. But with a lot of the X8 ones, I'm like, oh yeah, these are popping and grinding kind of little jazzy tunes. I'm like, ooh. All right, yeah, neat.
Good times.
Good times ahead. Yeah, so it kind of almost got me to watch Build. I've downloaded Build up to 7.
Yeah,
but I'm probably gonna wait at least another 2 to 3 weeks. Well, it's 8 this week, so it'll be like 2 weeks or something. Wait till it's up to episode 10 or something, then I'll have a small little chunk of change to watch over the few nights. So that'll be something to enjoy. Did I finish Recreators last week?
No.
Okay, I finished Recreators as well. That's I'd effectively boiled that anime down to a show where anime characters come to the real world to fight a fanfic character that can literally do fucking anything and pull new powers out of its ass when it wants to, which is fucking frustrating near the end fight, where it's like, we've got a plan to beat it. No, you don't. Here's a new power that you've never seen. You've got
That's kind of what intrigues me about it.
It's so fucking irritating. It's like we've managed to convoluted way to upgrade our main characters so they've got new powers. Oh, what's that new power I have now? I can now erase your storyline so it goes back to the original, so you're just as powerful as when you came back into the story. So all that stuff, all that build-up of the super mode means nothing. Fantastic. What a waste of time. Fucking awful writing in some places. It's not a bad idea, and there's some nice emotional bits, but it's the
did someone get too into the idea?
I don't know. I think it's maybe the irritation of fan created characters. Like if your bad guy can do anything, then you're just waiting around for a magical solution that the heroes can pull out of their arse, a Deus Ex Machina, effectively, because that's the only way they can beat them, because there's no other way, because there's everything else just counters it. It doesn't matter.
like waiting in Dragon Ball for Goku to get new form.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like, oh, we can't beat the Ginyu Force. We can't beat the Ginyu Force. Goku arrives, beats the Ginyu Force. Okay. Can't beat Raccoon.
Goku
sorry,
arrives, beats Raccoon.
Sorry, I mean Nappa or Vegeta.
Yep.
Goku arrives, beats them. Now, it's not the case of Goku, a character arrives and then fights them outright. They have to beat them in a different way. But it would be like if you can't beat the Ginyu Force, then Goku arrives and he can't beat them either, and you go, well, that's the show over.
Wait, we have Magic Dragon Balls.
Gotta find them all. So
that's become a lot less arduous over the years, really, hasn't it?
Yeah, thank God.
Find them Dragon Balls, give me half a minute.
Oh yeah, Dragon Ball, the first series, it took them a full season to find those balls.
Now it's like, I need a
5
Dragon Ball.
minutes.
Go now!
No, less than that. It's about a minute sequence montage of them picking them up going, I got him. Thank God for this Dragon Radar.
They've got teleportation and Dragon Radar means there is no wasting.
Yeah, there's jeez. I don't know.
Vegeta's awesome.
Yeah, he's good. I like him. But that's it. That's been my week, Mr. Mikey. So, I think that'll be the place where we round up the show, unless you've got anything else for me.
No?
Okay, no, that's fine.
I'm trying to see how long I drag this out for.
Where can people find you on the internet, Mr. Mikey?
You can find me on Twitter as Irish Paleo. You can find me on YouTube as GWolfie3. You can find me on paleonerd.wordpress.com. You can find me over in the old house when I get a chance to do something over there. And that's about it at the moment. What about you, Andy?
You can find me on Twitter and Tumblr, CCTFW, on YouTube as Cobra Commander TFW. You can find this podcast on the Moonbase 2 forums. We're on Twitter when Mikey uses it. We're on iTunes. We're on Facebook. We're on Libsyn as well, and maybe the rest of those RSS feeds. And if you want to help and support the show and get the Kamen Rider X-Aid podcast, as mentioned earlier, which will be up soon, you can head over to patreon.com/moonbase2, and if you just do $2 each month, you get shows like Moonbase Woo Woo, which is the monthly exclusive show. You'll get the extended version from the Files of Teletran 2, where we talk about, currently, ROM versus Transformers, and when not talking about that, we talk about other really high-quality comics that we really enjoy.
Yep.
And I think that's it. You also get them early. Well, you get from the files early. And interviews and all that kind of jazz early. If you want to head over to ccbunker.weebly.com or ccbunker.weebly.com, that's where all of the other stuff that I do goes on. If you're wondering about the YouTube page, I'm still waiting for Dave to send a response, though it's not looking likely, because who talks to me? Silly Andy. So I'll probably try and hack the system, hack the YouTubes, and try and get
a page called Moonbase Woo Woo.
Yeah, and just call it Moonbase Woo Woo. I'll try and see if I can sort that out over the next week, and if I can, I'll try and get the. I'm not going. The thing is, I'm not going to upload every single episode onto the YouTube channel, because that would be 600 episodes to try and upload, not including everything else, which would be a fucking nightmare to do. But I've got some ideas as well for Patreon bonuses as well, including that, as I've mentioned before. So yeah, that stuff. Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mikey, for joining me this week. It's been fun, been a good time for you.
Damn straight.
Good stuff. Well, we should hopefully be seeing you next week, everybody, and we'll talk about other stuff then, and maybe I'll talk to you about how my ever aching back and painful neck will never cease until I get myself a new mattress, which I'll just be waiting for those Christmas deals for. I really want a solid night's sleep. I really do. I'm so tired.
Don't you have a floor?
I have considered getting out the inflatable mattress a few times. I have considered that. I'm so tired in the mornings. Please kill me.
You are now leaving Moonbase